Welcome to the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. I'm Lauren Hill, joined by Kent Oda and Evan Epstein, and we are getting you ready for Game 2 of this weekend against the Bismarck Bobcats. So we are 1 point behind the Bobcats after last night's win on the Pepsi rink. We are traveling down to Bismarck. What are y'all expecting to see there tonight?
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. You look at last night's game, Toros outshot 49-30, but they pick up the 4-1 victory. The Toros played great hockey, particularly in the second period and finishing off the game in the third, but they came out slow in the first. And on the road, it's going to be crucial to come out hot.
Yeah, I think from a Toros perspective, getting the win last night shifts a lot of the pressure to the Bobcats. You look at the start they got off to, and we'll talk about it more later, but Toros go down to Bismarck with a chance to take the top spot in the division. Before that into February, I think a couple months ago, no one would have thought that was possible.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at the recap of last night's 4-1 win over the Bismarck Bobcats.
The game was scoreless until midway through the second period when Ian Spencer would find the back of the net as the Toros would draw first blood with 10 minutes and 1 second remaining in the second period. Then, right off the draw, Chuck Owens got it to Braden Jockums, and Jockums gave the Toros a 2-0 lead with that goal coming just 8 seconds after the first. Tommy Cronin would have the response for the Bobcats with time ticking down in the second period. The rebound goes out to Cronin, and Cronin slid it by Svedin as Svedin lost track of the puck. In the third period, Jesse Yahala would extend the Toros' lead back to 2 as Yahala went 5-hole on Weigel. And John Small would tack on the empty netter as the Toros took a 4-1 victory over the Bobcats, extending their win streak to a franchise best 12 games and cutting to within just 1 point of first place.
The empty netter for Small, too, the first shorthanded goal the Bobcats have allowed. It came on a bit of a misplay by the Bobcats. They forgot they were on the power play late in the game, and with the net empty, they just thought it was an icing, didn't pick up the puck, and Small was able to tuck it home for a goal with, I think it was a half a second remaining.
Yeah, it was 0.5.
Yeah.
It was very cool. But now let's turn our attention back to tonight's game against the Bobcats. We'll look at the updated Noodles numbers brought to you by Noodles & Company of Minot. So with that win last night, our Minotauros are 32-9-1 as we are second in the Central Division, as Bismarck is 32-8-2 as they are first in the Central Division.
Yeah, you look at all the numbers, it looks like two teams that are battling for the top spot in the division. Goals per game, fairly similar. Toros have the edge. Goals against per game, fairly similar as well, but the Toros have the edge. Also, speaking of goals per game, we should have covered it in the recap as well, but Lucas Svedin gets his 35th career win, becomes the Toros' all-time winningest goaltender. So congrats to him. You look at the power play penalty kill numbers. Again, slight favor and slight edge for the Toros there. And even though the Bobcats have fewer penalty minutes than the Toros have actually been shorthanded 14 fewer times. So the difference for the Toros are maybe some more of those matching roughings or a couple extra majors.
And you look at the Bobcats' number, 3.45 goals per game. Well, the problem there is that the Bobcats are missing 6 of their 8 top scorers. You saw they put up just 1 goal last night, and their offense struggled in the final 40 minutes. Fatigue is going to be a big issue in Game 2, given that they're running just 9 forwards out on the ice.
Yeah, and we'll be back with more of the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show after a quick word from our partners.
We all have our ups and downs, but just like on the ice, we don't have to face the challenges alone. That's why we're excited to support FirstLink for our 2nd season of Shut Out the Stigma. FirstLink is a free, confidential service offering listening and support, referrals to resources, and crisis intervention 24 hours a day. For the first 20 saves at each home game made by the goalies of the Minot Minotauros, the Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota Caring Foundation will donate $50 to FirstLink to keep hope on the line.
Welcome back. It's time to look at our Minotauros Booster Club players to watch. I'm going to kick it off with my choice of Ian Spencer. I know I chose him last night. I know he probably is the easiest choice here because he is the Toros point leader, but he did score the first goal of the night against Bismarck last night. He plays incredibly well against this Bismarck team, and I can't wait to see him play in Bismarck tonight.
Yeah, I can't really criticize you for going with the same player 2 games in a row, but I'm going in a different route. I'm taking Landon Fleming. I thought he had a really strong game in the Toro zone last night. Aside from that, since he's been traded to the Toros, he started his NA career with the Bobcats, got traded to Oklahoma, where he played for Garrett Roth. So kind of that double revenge game for him. 3 games against the Bobcats / Garrett Roth, 3 assists, 1 in each game, and +6. So for whatever reason, Landon Fleming takes his game to another level when he's facing his former team and his former coach.
I'm going to go with Braden Jochums here. Jochums now has 3 goals over his last 3 games. He had the second goal of the game last night, which, got a lot of energy pumped into this crowd. It took a little while for Jochums to settle in after coming from the Portland Winterhawks with the WHL, where he didn't get as much playing time, but now he's settled in and he's playing very well with Chuck Owens and Noah Gibbs.
All right, and that'll bring us to our home key group keys to the game. Ken, what are your keys to tonight's game?
Well, as always, when we go down to Bismarck, first key, weather the storm. They have the longest pregame intros, and they wait until the visiting team takes the ice to start those pregame intros. They get their opponent standing there flat-footed, a little bit tired in the legs, and then they come out hard always to start the game. So if you can get through the first 10 minutes without giving up a goal, I think the Toros' chance to win increases dramatically.
And you look at that first period last night, the Toros were outshot 13-4. They didn't have a shot on goal on their power play opportunity in the first period. It was a little bit of ugly hockey, but Svedin kept it a scoreless game, and then the Toros were able to recover. But you hope to see the Toros get on the board this time in the first 20 minutes.
Second home key group key to the game, cold-blooded killers. The Toros PK went 4 for 5 last night and got what is admittedly a garbage time shorthanded goal. The late tuck by Smallsy. If the PK, though, can be even like it was last night, I like the Toros' chances overall, especially against a shorthanded Bobcats team where fatigue becomes less of a factor when you're playing up a man. And the third and final home key group key to the game, play loose. After last night's win, I talked about it earlier, the pressure shifts from the Toros this weekend to the Bobcats. So the Bobcats' hot start, 21-1 to start the year, can be pretty much undone with a loss tonight. They find themselves falling into second place. But either way, it's clear that the Cats, who at one time looked to be running away from the division,
Hill, and I'm joined here today
in a dogfight with not just the Toros, but Austin Bruins just 2 points back of us.
Very true. All right, we'll be back with more of the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show after this commercial break.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Minotauros fans, it's time to take out your phones and pull up the Toros mobile app for your chance to win prizes throughout tonight's game. Starting with our Four Bears Sportsbook over-unders. Our first one is total Ian Spencer points over-under 0.5.
I'm not going to overthink this one. He's the points leader. He's on an 8-game point streak. I'm taking the over. I think Ian Spencer gets on the board once again tonight.
Yeah, Toros, Bobcats, that's an Ian Spencer night. I think that's an easy over.
Yeah, I can't go against my player to watch here. Just like Evan said, this is an easy one to pick an over here, so I'm going to go over. Our second one is total Toros shots on goal over under 27.5.
30 last night for the Toros while getting heavily outshot. I think the ice tilts a little bit more in their favor. We've talked about the fatigue issue for the Bobcats. I think over there, maybe not by a ton, especially in Bismarck where shot counting is a little suspect compared to other places, but I'll still take the over.
Yeah, like 30 shots on goal last night. I think this is an easy over as well.
It's not just the 30 shots on goal last night. They only had 4 in the first period, so they put 26 across the last 40 minutes of the game, and I expect to see that type of play continue. I'll take over 27.5 shots.
All right, and our last one is total Toros power play opportunities over under 3.5. We had 4 opportunities last night, so I'm going to go with the over here as well as the fact that Ian Spencer did score on a power play opportunity. So yeah, I'm going to go over.
I know we had 4 power play opportunities last night, but it did see that the officials were just letting them play. There weren't really any ticky-tacky calls. And I think it's going to be possibly a physical game, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of calls tonight. I'll go under 3.5.
Casey Schumacher back in the orange armbands tonight down in Bizzo. I will say as well, when fatigue becomes an issue, that's when you start to see a little bit more hooking, a little bit more holding. You don't have as much speed as you normally would. So for the guys who are out there tired for the Bobcats, I think they may have to resort to a little bit more of that. So I'm going to go with the over on power play opportunities. That'll bring us to our McDonald's Toros trivia question. We're digging way back a little bit of Toros history here. Which Toro has the most career goals against the Bismarck Bobcats? Options are Chase Springman, Tyler Jeanson, Christian Mose, or Derek Frentz. Any guesses?
This is kind of like last night, Ken. I do recognize two of these names, unlike yesterday. But we said we're going back in history here. So I'm going to go for the lovely C option during multiple choice here. So Christian Mose.
First 100-point scorer in Toro history, Christian Mose.
All right, so there we go.
Well, when we were putting together some of our all-time scoring leaders, I did see Christian Mose's name in there. I don't know if he has the most career goals against Bismarck, but for that reason, I am going to go with Mose as well.
All right, we'll see if you guys are right.
Well, Ken, Evan, do you have any final thoughts about our game in Bismarck tonight?
Yeah, I mean, the Toros are just 1 point back of first place. Ken, you've mentioned it. Starting off the season, the Bobcats red hot. I mean, I don't think anyone thought that the Toros would be here in mid-February. A huge game for the Toros. You know, can they make it 13 in a row, and can they climb into first place?
Yeah, to echo what Evan said, I think if you had looked at if anyone was going to catch the Bobcats, maybe the Toros could do it in that last weekend in April, the last weekend of the regular season. But the way the Bobcats have played of late and how well the Toros have played, it's a chance to jump them here in February. I don't think anyone would have seen that coming 2 months ago, but you know, a chance to do it tonight. And even if you don't get it, you've at least got the weekend split. So,
and we have a chance again too, because we do play them again.
Yeah, we play them still 2 more times this year, and you've got a pretty easy schedule the rest of the way comparatively compared to Bismarck. So, you know, things are lining up well for the Toros here in the final stretch run.
All right, well, that'll do it with the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. We'll send you out for one more break, and then Ken and Evan will be back with a drop of the puck right here on the Minotauros Network.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue, carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family-oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and like so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
if RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Our history sets us on our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
Since 1977, Northwest Tire's been your partner on the road for over 40 years. People have put their trust in our quality brand tires and expert service on the roads and in the fields for work, play, and travel. Northwest Tire, keeping you rolling down the road.
And the horn sounds. Toros, our Central Division champions. Drives in. Ian Spencer. It's off far side, shrugged away by Lucas Sweat. He shot it in, Toros win. Shot it in, Toros win. John Evans is second of the night. Is there a better place to play junior hockey than Minot, North Dakota? Hello and welcome inside the VFW Sports Center. Maybe. Did they lose their camera again? There we go. All right. As always, I'm Ken Oda, Evan Epstein alongside tonight as we get ready for Toros and Bobcats. A battle for the top spot in the Central Division. The Bobcats 1 point ahead of the Toros in the Central Division standings, which means the Toro win. It means they leapfrog the Cats. Of course, the Bobcats win. The lead extends back to 3. Evan, you got your first taste of the Toro and Bobcat rivalry last night in Minot. What were your first impressions?
The first impressions was that it was an ugly first 20 minutes of the game. The Toros were outshot 13-4. They only got 1 shot on goal over the first 10 to 12 minutes of the first period. But the Toros recovered. They tacked on 2 goals over the span of 8 minutes in the second period last night, and that's when you felt the rivalry in full force, was when the fans got into it, as we take a look at our SRT starting lines tonight.
Toros lines look a little different. Bobcats lines do not. Bobcats still just 9 healthy forwards, as this is touched in on the near side by Evan Hunter. Adam Muller will retreat for the Toros, leaves on the near side for Ohannesson. Ohannesson turns near the Zamdor, tries to come back up the near side wall, but has his pocket picked by Kyle Dahl. Dahl sweeps it to the far side. It'll roll in behind the net, picked up there. Kren turning away from Fleming, plays it to the slot. Dahl finds it, shot fought off by Swedin, who then got spun around by traffic that went through his blue paint. In behind the net, Hunter chips to the near side. Ohannesson finds it. Can he hack it out to neutral? He cannot. Engel finds the loose puck. Engel backhand try. That's forked wide into the corner. Batten trying to poke it behind the net. It'll ring to the near side. O'Hannesson can't get there before the Bobcats do. Hunter throws it in front for Cronin. It's off the mark. Far side, Cronin finds it with help from the defense. Pass back to the point, and Engel is off the mark. He'll have to retreat and gather in neutral. Picks up the near side for Cronin. Cronin gains the line immediately, watched by Spencer. Gibbs pokes it along for the Toros. It ends up behind the net. Adam Mahler can't take it away there. Cronin working out of the near side corner, puts it in front. He had Snyder going to the blue paint, but the shot didn't get redirected. Another shot fought off by Swedin. Far side, Spencer finds it, touches it ahead. He missed. O'Hannesson and the Cats will stay on the attack. Far side, Spencer able to play that out to neutral. Toros finally at least finished the line change, but still have yet to possess the puck as this is dumped into the far side corner. Perreault banks back to the near side. Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs takes a big hit to make the play. Meanwhile, it's ahead for Mindorf. Mindorf pushed off the puck by Roloffs, gets it back, hands to Small. Small hit hard. Spencer turnaround try, save made by Anderson. He plays it. Bannister behind the net, comes back to the near side. Cats will start up. It's Sandvin ahead. Misplayed at the blue line. Roloffs lost his stick in the process. Toros go the other way. It's Small. Small turning back, looks to the point. It's off the mark and out to neutral. Noah Gibbs dumps it deep. Toros peel off to change, except for Gibbs, who is fresh, and he'll chase after this. Swept to the far side corner. Roloffs. Roloffs tries Dahl. Dahl touches in the middle. It comes near side. Sipniewski. Sipniewski, watched by Ty James, forces to turn and plays it down low for Dahl. Dahl has it taken away by Clark, and it's ahead for Ty James in the middle of the ice. James carries over the Bobcat logo, then gains the line on the near side, gives to Jockums. Jockums feeds it into the middle. It's pushed back to the point, and Clark tries a shot. It deflects to the near side half wall. Gathered up there by the Bobcats. They'll start up the near side. Evan Hunter finds it in neutral, looks to cut to the middle, watched by a trio of Toros. Eventually it's poked away. Owens flips out to neutral. It'll be picked up there, swung to the near side, and Engel. Engel right back on the attack. Drives the net, tries to tuck it backhand. It doesn't go through Swedes. He holds on for a whistle. 16:57 left to play in the first. Shots even at one aside.
Ian Engel was able to turn the corner there and get to the net on Lucas Svedin, but Svedin stayed right with him. Bobcats had possession for most of the first 3 minutes, but other than that drive by Engel, the Toros avoided dangerous opportunities. As we take a look at the stats from Lucas Svedin, 1.661 goals average against, second in the NAHL, save percentage up to .948 after a terrific performance last night. That's also second in the NAHL.
Bobcats control the draw in the Toro zone, fire one wide of the net. It'll ring to the near side. Nichols with a big hit on the near wall. Engel slow to get up after that. That's going to draw a call. I'm not sure for what. Tyler Ebner slack-jawed behind the Toro bench, just absolutely in shock at the call as well. He hit him square in the chest.
Usually
the puck was there. What's the call? 2 minutes for head contact. He hit him square in the chest.
Usually it's Cody Campbell that's fired up on the sideline. You know when Tyler Ebner is talking with the officials that something isn't right. As you said, that contact came right to the body. Nonetheless, Toros are going to go on the Papa John's PK. Toros 88.33% on the PK this season, fifth in the NAHL. 4 for 5 on the penalty kill last night.
Delayed call coming on the Bobcats, so that'll effectively do it. We'll go to 4 aside, but still going back to the hit by Nichols, that was really just 2 minutes for being too damn strong.
I mean, Nichols is the guy on the Toros who you always see banging and brawling out there on the ice. And, right, I mean, he absolutely floored, I believe it was Ian Engel.
Yeah.
He floored Ian Engel, but it was legal. There shouldn't have been a call. Nonetheless, looks like both teams are going to start technically 0 for 1 on the power play, as the Toros will have 5 seconds on the power play in 1 minute and 55 seconds.
Offensive zone draw, Toros control. This is Mahler, 4 aside right now. Mahler's shot blocked into the corner. Bannister behind his own net, leaves it the side of the cage. Anderson had to tuck it back in for his defense. This one sent up ice. This will go for an icing. Icing is brought to you by our friends at
Minot's Finest Collision Center.
Several fans checking in on social media. We've got Charles Wilburns here at the VFW. The Bettons watching also here at the VFW. Danny Held is aboard the Nautilus with Captain Nemo. I got to find his travel agent. This is Kayla Doe, Sam Walter, and the Thiels checking in from here at the VFW as well. Bobcats controlling their own zone off the icing. They'll start up the near side. Thrown out to neutral. Good play by Fleming to keep that away from Kim. Toros gain the line. We are 4 aside for another minute 25, and then the Toros will have an incredibly abbreviated power play. Shoveled back to the point, but it takes Fleming out to neutral. Toros will regroup by retreating all the way back behind their own net.
4-on-4 creates a lot more space on the ice. The Toros have a lot of speed, as does Jesse Yahala, who has it right now. Should favor the Toros here for the next minute or so.
Yahala rolled it deep but couldn't chase it down himself. Cats control, and they'll start up the far side. Cronin hits the line, crisscrosses with Engel. Jordan Gibbs broke it up. Still they get a shot on net. That's blockered aside by Swedin. Near side, Mindorf couldn't escape Cronin and Kim. Eventually forces it out to neutral and gets it back himself. Mindorf plays a little bit of keep away as the Toros need a change. Jordan Gibbs comes to the backside, and Mindorf tries to dance through Engel. That doesn't work, and the Cats will look to turn the other way. Far side, long shot. That goes wide of Swedin's net. Near side, Dahl touches it back out to neutral. Cats start up the near side. Good pressure by Small. Forces Sandvin to turn. Dahl now tries the near side. Sandvin finds a carom off the wall and carries deep into the Toro zone. On the near side wall, it's poked away from Dahl. Jordan Gibbs tries to jam it ahead. It pinballs. And now Gibbs finds it. Toros are full strength. Bobcats full strength now as Spencer puts one up and over the net. Near side, O'Hannison to the middle, and Spencer. It's broken up and taken away by Evan Hunter. He was the one who had been in the box for the Bobcats. Hunter can't keep it away from Mahler, but then help arrives. It's Kren who takes it away, feeds Hunter. Hunter's shot fought off by Swedes. Near side, O'Hannison met by a couple of Bobcats, but manages to roll it out to neutral ice. Cats take over there. Shots 2-1 in favor of the Bobcats. Not as much offense as you would expect during that 4-on-4 period. Near side, Mahler jams it up ice for O'Hannison. O'Hannison couldn't feather a pass through Hunter, and it's back down behind the Toro net. Lucas takes over there, tries the far side, and Fleming hoists one out to neutral. Glove down by Rafalski. He plays it back to the Toro blue line. Taken over there. Dumped in by Fleming. It's on net. Swept to the side by Anderson, and the Bobcats look to start up ice. A bungled pass works out, and now the Cats are on the attack. Backhand try goes off the outside of the net. They play it back to the point. Long shot from Engel. Save made. Follow-up try. Swatted towards the cage as well. And covered hungry hippo style by Lucas Swedin. 13-19 left to go here in the first. Toros and Bobcats still scoreless.
A lot of traffic in front of the net. The shot coming from just inside the blue line from Ian Engel. Went through a lot of players down in the slot. And then the rebounds kind of was at about 4 different players' skates. No one could get their stick on it. So Lucas Swedin was able to eventually fall on it. But the Toros need to try and avoid the screeners just clogging up the slot like that.
Bobcats can't find the draw. It's eventually dug out by the Toros. This is Clark ringing around to the near side. Engel cuts it off, walks in. Shot blocked by Clark. Owens giving Engel a rough ride on the near side. Ty James shovels it ahead, not out. Trevino tries a shot blocked by Ty James. It caroms to the slot. Picked up by Jockums. He was able to get out to neutral, not much farther before the Cats take it away. Puck rolls deep into the Bobcat zone. Noah Gibbs after it. Spins one man off the puck but can't get it before Engel steps in. He's been everywhere so far tonight. Perhaps trying to make up for the shorthanded goal he allowed with a half a second left last night, thinking the play was icing, forgetting the Bobcats were on the power play. This is Clark. Sweeps it to the near side. Mindorf couldn't get their shot blocked out front by Ty James. It was off line anyway. Now the Toros dump it in. Back on it is Sandvin plays ahead on the near side. Cronin turning with it. Gets away from pressure, gains the line. Forced to turn by Perot. He just rings it deep. Kim on the near side. Trying to get away from Jordan Gibbs. He feeds Snyder. Snyder has his pocket picked. Toros look to go the other way. Spencer ahead for Mindorf. The pass was in his stomach. He's able to get it down onto the tape of the stick and then feed it to Spencer. Spencer walks in, fires one wide. Pinching down is Perot. Couldn't put it towards the cage, and now the race is on the other way. Kyle Dahl's the trigger man. Gains the line on the near side. Tries to leave for Kim. The pass was off the mark. Return feed to Dahl. Dahl back to the point. Bannister sweeps to the far point. Rafalski walks in. Wires. That one's blocked aside by Swedin. Bannister keeps it at the point and rings it across to the far side. Spencer jams it out to neutral. Mindorf and Small elect to change. Shots 5-2. Apologize, that's not an audio issue on our end. They are filling the intermission games with an air pump, and we're going to hear a buzzing in our ears for the next 10 minutes. Dumped to the near corner. Pick play with the referee. Nichols working in the near corner. Nice feed finds Mahler. Mahler fights through a hook and then chips this down the ice. It goes for an icing. Icing is, of course, brought to you by our friends at
Minot's Finest Collision Center.
A few more social media check-ins. Taya, Ed, and the dogs watching from Okina, Illinois. Lucas Swedin's dad, Patrick Johnson, checking in from Stockholm, Sweden. Charles Wilburn asking why the Bobcats are shorthanded. 6 of their top 8 scorers are on IR right now. Tanya Shaw-Canero watching in Minot with Bianca. The Ramirez family's in Pittsburgh. Off the draw, puck to the near corner. Adam Mahler finds it. Mahler fights through a check from Roloffs. 2 Bobcats run into each other. And now Adam Mahler's gone down on the near side as well. Nichols can't get out to neutral. Sipniewski carries to the near corner, getting around Gibbs. He fires a pass to the middle. No one home on a redirect. Sipniewski in the corner, plays it down low. This is Ohannesson. Ohannesson banks ahead. But eventually caroms to the near side. Ty James up ice, finds Juhala. Juhala leaves for Ohannesson. They give Ohannesson space. Tries a shot save made. The rebound went behind Batten. Otherwise, he had a wide open side to try and deposit that into. Tui working against Snyder. Slashed at, can't get out of the zone. Cronin plays to the middle. Good read by Jack Ohannesson, takes that away, and he's able to bank it out to neutral for Juhala. Juhala works into the zone, tries to leave for Ohannesson, but taken away. Played ahead for Cronin. Cronin and Tui. Tui steps into Cronin and takes it away. Jams it up the far side. Batten able to poke out to neutral. Sandvin banks ahead. Cronin rolls it deep into the Toro zone. James plays it behind. Good play by Fleming to feed Juhala. But now Ohannesson has his pocket picked by Dahl in neutral. Dumped in, blockered up and out of play by Swedin for a whistle. 9-12 left to play in a quick moving first period. We hit the media timeout. We'll keep it in though. Toros getting outshot 5-3. 9-12 left to play in the period. Fast moving period, Evan.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, the Bobcats have controlled the puck for most of the first 10 minutes and 48 seconds. That partially, well, it wasn't even a power play, right? It was a 4-on-4, so that point is moot. I think this starting line for the Toros with Ohannesson, Juhala, and Batten has really struggled to keep possession, as the starting line for the Bobcats in Evan Hunter, Keanu Kren, and Kyle Dahl's done a good job of keeping it down in the Toro zone, getting some shots in on net. The best look the Toros had was down on the other end about a minute ago. Jesse Juhala's shot off the block, or off the pads of Tomas Anderson, and as you said, Billy Batten was just a step too far in toward the cage, as we just got a look at our Central Division standings. The Toros 1 point back of the Bismarck Bobcats. The Austin Bruins 2 points back of the Toros. They've played one less game, so you don't actually know quite exactly where things stand with the Bruins. but nonetheless, the Toros with an opportunity to hold first place all by themselves if they pick up a win in regulation tonight.
I think back to when we came here and lost 3-1 the day before Thanksgiving. This Bobcat team looked like they were going to run away and hide from the rest of the division. And to be in a position tonight where we can jump them the day after Valentine's Day is a testament to just how well this Toros team has played since then. Spencer able to force the puck out to neutral, but Hunter takes over there. Block back to the defense, and Bannister dumps it in. Dahl's the first to it. Dahl has his puck taken away, and the Toros sweep it ahead. Mindorf dumps it in from neutral. Anderson out of his net. Looks to play it back to the near side. Mahler's there. Cuts to the middle. Spencer's met. Small spins it to the far corner. Despite being shorthanded, the Bobcats, the team that looks to have the extra step here early. So this is carried in by Kren. Shot that goes up and over Swedin's net. Mahler tied up with Schneider, I believe. Hard to see a jersey number. It is 24. Near side, Small trying to poke it around Dahl, but it's taken away. He gives it right back to the Toros, though, and Mindorf. Mindorf feeds Spencer. Spencer dances into the zone. Drops for Mindorf, who tries a shot blocker to the far glass. Toros not credited with a shot on goal there.
And the Toros,
which will make our forebears over-unders that much harder.
The Toros have had quite a few more than 3 shots on goal early in this game. There's been a few pucks floated in on net that haven't registered as shots on goal. So as you said, Ken, the under's looking pretty good there.
Puck swept to the far corner. Picked up by Perreault in the Toro zone. He had Jochum's ahead. Delayed offside, so Jochum's had to let that go. And then it goes back the other way for an icing. Palindrome on the clock, 7:37 left to play here in period 1. We're still scoreless. Shots are 5-3.
We take a look at Tomas Anderson's stats this season. It was a little bit of a surprise to see Kai Weigel in net last night, given just how good Anderson has been this year. 1.627 goals against average. That's good for 4th in the NAHL, 5th in save percentage. But Anderson gave up 5 goals to the Wings last weekend, and Weigel gave up just 1. So the Bobcats went with their hot goalie last night. Didn't work out as he gave up 3 goals on 29 shots.
Toros controlled the draw. Jordan Gibbs had a long shot that was fought off by Anderson. Cats looked to attack the other way. Puck swept to the near side. Big hit on Jochums, but Jordan Gibbs is there. Jordan Gibbs up the near side, fights through, and then feeds it to the middle for Noah Gibbs, but it's poked free. Races on the other way. Schneider with Perreault back, tries a shot, save made, rebound, punched to the corner by Swedes. Chipped ahead by Jordan Gibbs, but Jochums couldn't get around Sandvin, and now it's to the near corner, Schneider. Kevin Perreault pokes it up the wall. Jochums tied up there. He's able to make a clear, but not much farther before the Bobcats take back over. Touched into the Toro zone on the near side. Jordan Gibbs, who was going for a change, turns around and with frustration on his face goes and gets that puck. And it comes back to him again. This time he'll turn away from pressure, let the rest of the Toros change. It's fed up ice for Juhala. Juhala finds Ohannesson into the zone. Ohannesson shot, that goes wide. Rebound to the far side, Juhala touches back to the point and Mahler. Make that Clark. Clark comes to James. James will just punch it into the corner after a mishandle. Toros working behind the net. Return feed for Batten was off the mark. Cats take it away, boot it to the near side. Swept out to neutral where Ohannesson will ring it back into the Bobcat zone. Anderson out of his net will stop. 6:04 left to play in period number 1. Still no score. Shot 6-5 in favor of the Capital Kitties. Played up the far side wall, giving go play, and then returned back to the near for Kim. Kim swats it on net, poked to the corner by Swedes. Clark mishandles there. Turned over to Kren. Kren working away from Clark. Leaves it on the wall. Juhala spun off the puck. Toros want a hook or a hold or something. Meanwhile, into the zone comes James with a shot. Blockered away by Anderson. That looked like nothing, then it turned into something. Nichols with another big hit. Allows the Toros to take over. Clark ahead, touched into the zone by Nichols. It'll roll on net. for a cover by Anderson.
Well, Anderson might have had Ian Engel to his side without a Toro in the way if he wanted to play the puck. Instead, by falling on it, Toro's going to get an offensive zone draw. As we take a look at this shot coming from Ty James. James just found space after he got away from his defender and had an open lane on the net, but Anderson got the blocker on it.
After a slow start to the period, shots have picked up now 8-7 in favor of the Toros with 319 seconds left to play in the period. Long shot from Adam Mahler. That's blocked by traffic. Lays in the circle. Backhand try doesn't go for Nichols. In behind the net. Edwards with a hit thrown up the big wall. Big hit delivered by Ramirez. He sent Roloffs over his heels, and his helmet went flying, and the puck, I believe, ended up out of play.
But once again, that hit looked like it was right into the chest. No call is going to come against, well, is Ramirez heading to the bench or to the box? He's heading to the bench. So no call against Ramirez as, yep, right into the chest. A great hit there from Dane Ramirez.
More social media check-ins. Ann and Lauren Spencer in New Lenox. The Hyatts, Meckleys, Brits, and Dan, I assume, are at Fort Hyatt. It looked like they had quite the hockey watch party going with. Now, what do we got? A penalty called. Toro's penalty box door is open. And it's John Small who's going to hockey jail. Toros to the kill for the second time.
We'll see if we get a replay here as Small was away from the puck, and Small, I mean, I don't know what he was called for.
He didn't argue much as he went to the box, though, so I have a feeling it was warranted, whatever it was. Evan putting Kobe on the spot and calling for a replay.
So Small, as Kobe pointing out, took the draw. And maybe...
Yeah. Yeah, I think he used his hand, and that's the call. Can't use your hand to win a face-off.
Heads-up play there from Svedin as that puck skirted in quickly toward the net. Svedin stopped it, and that allowed the Toros to clear it all the way down the ice.
Jockham's taking small spot on the kill with Spencer, who just poked that free, but Engel recovered and carries up ice. Drops back for Cronin. Cronin comes in the near side. Kim bobbles at the line, allowing Jockham's to take it away and roll it all the way down the ice. Anderson trying to catch the Toros in a change. Ahead for Sipniewski, but the Toros able to scurry onto the ice. Sipniewski poked off his stick by Jordan Gibbs. Now he'll play it in behind the net. Kren hassled by Perreault, but help came from Kim, who's hit hard but plays it deep for Sipniewski. Sipniewski working behind the net. Gives to Kren, right back to Sipniewski. Far side, Kim. Kim drops it down low. Sipniewski, backside. Cronin's shot. He missed wide, and the rebound rides the kick plate all the way down the ice.
Well, it was a great pass from the corner to get it over to the back door for the Bobcats. I mean, the Toros have applied great pressure on the penalty kill.
Mahler creating havoc in neutral. Eventually, it's Rafalski who settles it down. He feeds Kyle Dahl on the near side into the zone. Dahl driving the net, poked away by Svedin. Meanwhile, Snyder looks up top. Far side, Evan Hunter. Evan Hunter to the middle. Snyder touches back to the point. Near side, Dahl, one-timer blocked by Adam Mahler, up and out of play. More social media check-ins. The Okasons watching on NAHL TV at home. Kevin and Kaysen Tim driving back from Mason City. The Nelsons are in Minot. The Kowitz family at the Mesa. Just finished watching the Lady Beavers win on senior night. Lawrence family checking in from here at the VFW. Sally B and the Chicago crew. David Van Liff on board from home. Bobcats control the draw. This is Snyder. Snyder dances to the near corner, then gives to Dahl on the half wall. Dahl up top of the umbrella for Rafalski. Long shot, save made through traffic. And now it's loose. It comes to the side of the net. And Fleming able to keep it away from Snyder. Carries behind the net and then sends it all the way down the ice. That'll do it for the power play for the Bobcats.
Oh, and on the near side, Lucas Fadin just got a big shove from Ollie Chesler. Chesler's lucky no Toros were down in front of the net, or they would have been all over Chesler.
Near side, Tui able to jam that up the ice. Spencer trying to chase after it to save the icing, gets interfered with, and that'll go uncalled. Casey Schumacher looks at Cody Campbell and shrugs.
Just coming back to that.
Here's a look at that play in front of the net.
Chesler tied up with Svedin, and as Chesler was trying to get up, he pushed off Svedin. Svedin didn't like it, gave him a little shove, and then Chesler gave him a little more.
Defensive zone draw off the Minot's finest collision center icing. Bobcats control. Down low, roll-offs and Kren working for the Bobcats. A two-man game along that far wall. Tui steps into roll-offs. DeVita hacked at by Small. Spencer digs it out, but it's kept at the point. Long shot blocked. Small takes it away, shovels ahead. He wanted Spence, but Spencer didn't see that puck coming. And the Bobcats will retreat and retrieve from their own zone. Mindorf up on the pressure, forces a takeaway, and they're going to call a penalty on Mindorf, and the Toros will be shorthanded again.
Toros to the Papa John's penalty kill for the third time this period, and after it seemed they had started to get some momentum, rack some shots up on net, but now instead back-to-back penalties from John Small and Gavin Middendorf. And this penalty kill will take it down to just 14 seconds in the first period.
Barring further infraction or a goal, ideally. If we see an infraction, it's on the Bobcats. 2:14 left to play in the period. Shots on goal, 10-9 in favor of the Toros, who go to the kill, as Evan mentioned, for the third time. Toros win the draw. Billy Batten slow plays this, then finally chips it down the ice. Anderson plays to the far side. Batten trying to free it up. Eventually the Cats find it. Carried ahead, Engel drops it back. Cronin, far side into the zone. Kren looking for Cronin. Puck loose in the circle. Adam Mahler finds it, hammers it around the near side. Awkward carom off a stanchion, comes back in front. Adam Mahler just got swatted in the face with Kim's stick. Toro bench wants a call, but they're not going to get one because Adam Mahler had fallen down, so he was in the process of falling. Also, I don't believe a high stick can be called on a follow-through on a shot.
We'll take a look at the replay here to see if Mahler was already falling, which I believe was the case. Yeah. The question was, did he fall as a result of the stick, or was he already going down? But Ken, as you said, he was already going down.
Draw will be to the right of Swedes. Small, Spencer, James, and Jordan Gibbs. One back by Small, hammered up the near side wall, but not out. To the point, Engel sweeps across the far side. Kim shot, fought off by Swedes through a check, or a screen from Sipniewski. I said a check because there was a ton of contact between Sipniewski and Lucas Swedin. Cronin now on the near side half. Gives to the bumper and Kren. Kren looks back to the point and Engel. Engel to Kim, whose shot is blocked by Jordan Gibbs up over the net. Ty James working against the Paracats behind the net. They find it played up top. Engel, John Small down to the ice. Follow-up try off the post, and then the rebound goes to the far side. Kim hacks it down low for Sipniewski. Sipniewski, pressured by James, gives it to the far side and Kren. 1 minute left to go in the period. Final minute to play, brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment. Meanwhile, Kim and Gibbs battle on the far side. Fed to Sipniewski. Sipniewski lost it behind the net. Ty James met there, manages to win a battle, but it's clear, kept at the point by Engel. He bounces one wide of the cage. Far side, Kim finds it. Kim guides it to the near side. Kim carries up to the blue line, hits the brakes. 22 seconds left on the kill, 35 in the period as Cronin holds in the near circle. Cronin to the hash marks on the half wall. Continues to skate in small circles, looks up top, one-timer, blocked out front by Jordan Gibbs. The rebound shuttled wide by Keanu Kren. Ian Spencer finds the loose puck and sends it all the way down the ice. Just 5 seconds left on the Toro kill. Anderson hands off to Bannister. Bobcats dump this in. It's deflected up and out of play by Adam Mahler. 10.5 left to play in the period. Bobcats did not get credited with a single shot on goal on that power play. Shot advantage still 10-9 in favor of the Toros.
The systematic way in which this Toros penalty kill is able to apply pressure to the puck. They prevent the Bobcats from moving the puck easily across the ice, preventing backdoor opportunities. You can just tell this is a very well-coached team. Each player pressures the puck as it comes to their side, and they drop back as soon as the puck is swung across. I mean, that was as good as it gets for a penalty kill, preventing a single shot on goal.
Cats control the draw. Long shot redirected through traffic, kicked away by Swedes. Final 2 seconds of the period. Snyder fires one wide. Rafalski gets to this, but the horn sounds to end the period. We are through 20 minutes. Toros and Bobcats even 10 aside in shots, even 0 aside in goals. Quick production meeting on the air, Kobe. Do we know is Lauren going to have someone right away, or are we going to commercial?
Yeah, and I think the problem that first period for the Toros, you commit 3 penalties and you're on the PK or the 4-on-4 for about 6 minutes that period, right? That prevents you from gaining any momentum. You look at shots on goal, even 10-10, but if the Toros didn't commit those penalties, they likely would have been able to rack up more opportunities. They would have been able to control the puck a bit longer in that period. And if they play a cleaner brand of hockey, they should be able to get ahead in the next 20 minutes.
You look. Now they head off the ice. Of course, the Toros coaches room right next door to the referees room. So the Toros assistant captains talking to the referees may have been as much about keeping a conversation from happening in the hallway. But we'll have Lauren Hill on the bench with Tyler Ebner in now.
Total of 20 shots on goal. Scoreboard shows 0-0. What do we have to change in the second period?
I think we have to exit cleaner. I think they're doing a really chipping pucks in and going to work. We got to do a better job through the neutral zone of slowing them down. Exit our own end. We're exiting a little bit more cleaner and with some speed.
All right, and next week is the Null Top Prospect Showcase. We have 5 players playing in the showcase, as well as they'll be playing alongside some Bismarck players. Do you think that this rivalry happening so close to the showcase will have any effect on their play?
I don't think so. I mean, that it's a skill-based showcase to begin with, right? So that they're going to be there to showcase, the talent that they have. I don't think the guys are thinking about that right now, though.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you.
Again, that was Lauren Hill on the bench with Tyler Ebner. We will now send you out to commercial. When we come back, we'll have the Forebears Casino and Lodge intermission report after these messages on the Minotauros Network.
We had a member that came into the credit union who doesn't historically come in. She went up to the teller line and said she wanted $25,000 in cash. The teller kind of questioned her about it, and she said, "I'm buying a car," but she was kind of fidgety. And is that when she went to you first?
She had to make a phone call to see who it was payable to, and that was
which is
red
way
flag.
weird. I mean, that's a huge red flag. And that's kind of when I came up there and I just said, "Are you comfortable coming to my office if we just sit down and talk about this?"
And that's where you took the phone and talked to the person on the other line, right?
Then to hit the button on the phone and disconnect them, for her to say, "Thank you."
I'd rather ask the uncomfortable questions than hear that I just assisted someone losing $25,000.
Perfect. That's when you know you did a good job that day.
In life, there's good, better, and the best. The same theme applies for our car and light truck tires at Northwest Tire. We offer you good tires, better tires, and the best tires. Which choice is right for you? That depends on your tire performance needs and your budget. The choice is yours. Come in and talk to one of our tire experts and we'll help you decide which tire is best for you.
Keeps you rolling down the road.
I'm Kevin Pro, and you're watching Minotauros hockey on NAHLTV.com.
Welcome back inside the VFW Sports Center here in Bismarck, North Dakota. Toros and the Capital Kitties scoreless through 20 minutes of play. Despite the lack of goals, it was certainly an eventful 20 minutes. 10 shots on goal each way, so a shot a minute in the period. Bobcats 0 for 3 on the power play. Toros 0 for 1, but one of those Bobcat power plays and one of the Toros power plays, each just 5 seconds long. Evan, despite the penalties against the Toros, not a lot of negatives from them from that period, except for from the discipline standpoint.
You know, not a lot of negatives and not a lot of positives. It was a very neutral period, very back and forth, as shown by the even 10 shots on goal aside. We've talked over the past few series about the Toros needing to come out hotter in the first period. I don't think that was a problematic 20 minutes of hockey, but there wasn't much to write home about either.
No, and it was a, you know, we talked about it in the Farmers Union pregame show. The first key to the game for me from the home key group keys of the game was to weather the storm of the start, and we expect to see the Bobcats come out strong in this building, especially knowing that fatigue may be an issue as the game goes on. I think the Toros did a pretty good job of weathering that storm. You saw for the first time the very long introductions they have in this building. Adam Mahler actually went for a skate halfway through just to keep his legs moving, and it really does make it that much harder for the guys to get going early in games here.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, they have definitely an interesting pregame routine. There we go. They bring out a very large inflatable Bobcats, you know, pretty slow as the players come out onto the ice. But it's interesting, right? It just forces you to make sure you're fresh like Mahler was doing. And those first 5 minutes was the slower start for the Toros before they kind of got going there, really once they hit the 4-on-4.
Yeah, after the 4-on-4, the Toros see some momentum until a couple of late penalties. 14:56 into the period, John Small, delay of game for using his hand to win a faceoff, and then Gavin Mindorf for a trip at 17:45, just about less than a minute after the Toros had come back to full strength. So for the Toros, it's been a tough finish to the period, but overall, when the game was 5-on-5, the Toros looked to have an edge for a good chunk of that 20 minutes.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, that's when it becomes so crucial that the Bobcats are shorthanded. I mean, it's almost like playing rope-a-dope a little bit, right? Tire them out, stay even, and then once the Bobcats are tired, the Toros are going to come out full force like they did in the second period last night. Keep pressure in the Bobcat zone. Hopefully see a little bit more puck movement. Some of the best Toros shots just came with open ice. One of them from Ty James. James just skated across the blue line and fired a shot. I think the Toros need to set up the offense a little bit more in the Bobcat zone, send the puck around, get some movement, and that's what's going to result in some open shots.
We will send you out to commercial break. When we come back, we'll take a look at out-of-town scores as well as update you on the Four Bears Casino and Lounge over-unders after these messages on the Minotauros Network.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business. Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code HOCKEY100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Our history sets us on our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
Since 1977, Northwest Tire's been your partner on the road for over 40 years. People have put their trust in our quality brand tires and expert service on the roads and in the fields for work, play, and travel. Northwest Tire, keeping you rolling down the road.
Welcome back inside the VFW Sports Center here in Bismarck. Toros and Bobcats scoreless through 20 minutes. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Big win in New Hampshire for the Maryland Black Bears, 7-0 the final there. New Mexico up 6-2, actually that just ticked final, so a 6-2 win for New Mexico over Colorado. Philadelphia 2-1 over Johnstown, that one is in the second break. Third period action in New Jersey, the Titans have a 3-2 lead on Elmira. Rochester 7-1 on Northeast, that one's early third. Fairbanks 6-1 on Springfield. That's in the second. Second period almost done in St. Cloud. The Norsemen a 3-0 lead on the Bulls. Speaking of 3-0 leads, Austin has the same on the Minnesota Mallards. That's through one period. Second period about to get started in Janesville. Kenai a 1-0 lead on the road. Amarillo a 1-0 lead on Corpus. That one is at the first break. First break in Aberdeen. The Wings a 2-0 lead on Watertown. Wilderness a 2-0 lead on Anchorage. That's at the first break. Lone Star, 2-0 lead on Shreveport late in the first and not yet underway. Odessa visits El Paso, but Evan, pretty much the rest of the games in the division going the way you'd expect.
Yeah, and you look at Aberdeen and St. Cloud, who are 1 point apart. Aberdeen in fourth place, St. Cloud in fifth, fighting for that final playoff spot. And Aberdeen has been able to keep staying strong. They took down the Shamrocks last night. They're up 2-0 tonight. But the Norsemen keeping stride as well. And that's going to be the race to watch, right? And that's also why this fight for first place is so important. Whoever ends up first in the division is going to be able to play St. Cloud or Aberdeen. And both of those teams have arguably been weaker than any of Austin, Minot, or Bismarck. And additionally, whoever ends up in first place will also have home advantage through that second round.
Yeah, you look at it, chances are, if Austin wins the division, it wouldn't matter. But if it comes down to a matter of Bismarck and Minot, whoever wins gets the easier trip to either Aberdeen or St. Cloud. Meanwhile, the other North Dakota team is going to have to go to Austin. So at a time when everyone's a little tired, everyone's a little banged up, saving some time on the bus also a key part, not just avoiding the harder of the options in that first round.
Yeah, without a doubt. And the Toros have a big rivalry with Aberdeen. That's always a fun team to play, particularly as you go into the playoffs. You know the fans are going to be involved in that. There's always a little bit more energy and rivalry in that matchup. And the Toros would like to end up in first place. Obviously, this game's going to have a big impact on that, with the Toros just 1 point back of the Bobcats. Toros finish up the season with 2 games against the Bobcats. It's almost like the script is set for that final series, but hopefully the Toros continue to win and don't need those final 2 games.
Yeah, and you're looking at North Iowa, disappointing showing this weekend, losing last night to Austin and now losing to St. Cloud right now through 1. They came into the weekend 12 points behind Aberdeen for the 4th and final playoff spot. If Aberdeen wins tonight and they lose again, you're looking at a 16-point spread for them with not a lot of games left to play in the regular season. So North Iowa's playoff hopes on life support, and you know, if you're them, that makes coming back tonight that much more urgent. Also, one other set of scores to check on. It's the Four Nations face-off in the NHL. Finland gets the 4-3 overtime win over Sweden earlier today. U.S. and Canada, they're even at 1 aside. Kobe in my ear says there were 3 fights in that game already. Yep, Brandon Hagel and Matthew Tkachuk, Sam Bennett and Brady Tkachuk, and then that was... The first fight was 2 seconds in. The second fight was 3 seconds in. And then 9 seconds in, Colton Parenko and JT Miller. So, Kobe, you're going to drive home while I pull that up on my phone and watch the start of that game for sure.
I mean, and I think the thing is, right, that's the game that everyone hopes you see a rematch of in the finals is USA-Canada, top 2 of that 4-country round robin facing off in the finals. And I know when we saw USA-Canada slated for Saturday at 7 o'clock, it was just a tinge disappointing, but hopefully we see the rematch later next week.
Yeah, I think if, you're probably too young to remember this, but I think one of the greatest hockey games I've ever seen played, it's that 2010 Vancouver Olympics gold medal game, U.S. and Canada, that went to overtime. Canada got the win, but just from a pure hockey standpoint, one of the best hockey games I've ever watched. I assume that's what the NHL is trying to recreate with the Four Nations face-off, and apparently tonight's game, a little less hockey, a little bit more bare-knuckle boxing, but that'll do it for the Four Bears Casino and Lodge Intermission Report. We will send you out to commercial break when we come back. We'll drop the puck. Toros, Bobcats scoreless through 1 here on the Minotauros Network.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. And I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
Hi, I'm Lauren Hill.
And I'm Evan Epstein.
And we host Toros All Access every Monday through Thursday at 3 p.m. Central.
We cover everything you need to know about the Minotauros, previewing upcoming series, interviewing players and coaches, and breaking down game footage.
You can watch on Facebook or YouTube to keep up with the Minotauros.
I'm Chuck Owens, and you are watching Minotauros Hockey on NAHLTV.com.
Welcome back into the VFW Sports Center here in Bismarck, North Dakota. Toros and Bobcats scoreless through 20 minutes. We're about to drop the puck on period number 2. Ken Oda with Evan Epstein alongside, taking you through this one. Despite the lack of score, it hasn't lacked for fireworks. 3 penalties on the Toros, 1 on the Bobcats. We've seen the Bobcats hit a post. It certainly was an eventful 20 minutes despite the lack of scoring.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, the Toros had to kill 3 penalties, although, as we've repeated, one of those just 5 seconds long. And the Toros got going really in that middle half of the period. The Bobcats controlled about the first 5 minutes, and the Toros got going. But now, the last 40 minutes of this series, we're going to see those tired legs for the Bismarck Bobcats. 6 of their top 8 scorers, as you say, Ken, are on the injured reserve, and we'll see if that shows.
Cats control the draw. Engel fires ahead to Dahl. Dahl looks cross ice. It was tipped by Johannesson, but still got through to Evan Hunter. He shovels down the wall. Dahl and Mahler come together. Yohala digs the puck out. Toros punch it ahead. Batten from the red line dumps it in. It'll skip on net. Anderson leaves it for Engel. Engel leaves to the far side. Hammered back around to the near side. Fleming steps up on Dahl. The puck gets by. Kren in neutral. 2-on-1. Adam Mahler's the defenseman back. He takes away the space, and Batten did a good job to get back and essentially take Evan Hunter out of the play. Toros sweep it to the near side, but Dahl will pinch down. Batten steps into him. Yohala hands to Batten. Batten couldn't hold on. Mahler pokes it free. It's out to neutral barely. Dug out by Johannesson. He gains the red and sweeps it into the offensive zone. Spencer up on the pressure. Anderson leaves it to the near side. Arvidsson looks back to the far. Trevino leaves across. They come back to the near side. Arvidsson punches it ahead. It's Snyder into the zone. Dusts it off and then fires one that's puckered away by Swedin. Kim in the far corner. This is Spencer, leaves for Small. Small tries to turn to Spencer, but it's off the mark.
Comes up on the near side as Nick Snyder's going to poke that one around. Ken, are you back?
I'm here, yeah. Near side, Arvidsson couldn't hold it. It'll roll the arm up for icing. They wave it off, rightfully. Near side, Arvidsson behind his own net, pressured by Small, throws to the far side, and Kim. Kim Ahead, blocked off by Spencer, but it's right back to Kim, who then loses it a second time to Perot. Perot turning in the far corner, fights through a hook and works it to the near side. Ty James pushes play up the near boards. Coming in with a flying elbow was Chesler. Ty James avoided it. Toros keep possession as Owen sweeps it deep. Chesler's been in the middle of a lot of the physical play for the Bobcats, flirting with the line for sure, if not crossing it. Bannister, far side, stepped into by Spencer, punched ahead, roll-offs on the attack. Carries into the zone, tries a shot, that's gobbled up by Swedin. And now Chesler drives the net well after the whistle and gets tied up with a Toro.
And Ollie Chesler was the player who crashed into the net of Lucas Svedin last period, and then some pushing and shoving between Chesler and Svedin as that's continuing now into the second period. You look at the first 2 minutes and 29 seconds, it looks like the Toros have had an extra half a step on the Bobcats. Just a couple mishandles of the puck has kept it in the Toro zone.
We'll call Chesler our Mosquito Joe pest of the game. This is the near side. Katz, Sipniewski. Chesler was spun down by Ty James. Now the puck thrown ahead, delayed offside. Roloff's turning on the near wall. Looks across. Jockums broke that up. Roloff's found the loose puck though and dumps it in. Swedin leaves for Clark. Clark out from behind the net. Carries up the middle of the ice, gains the red line and throws it down into the corner. Clark looks to chase it down himself. Collides with Engel. Edwards there as well. Clark finds it, leaves for Edwards. Edwards back down into the corner. Edwards turning on the far wall, looking for help. Now he'll just throw it deep. Noah Gibbs after it. Steps into Trevino, but puck moved to the far side and Engel. Engel back to the near side. Throws it out to neutral. Dahl met by Fleming. Nichols steps in. Puck into the zone for Ramirez. He couldn't settle it down. Trevino with a good poke check. Adam Mahler hoists one into the near side corner. Ramirez after it. Gets there first. Sweeps it behind the net. Engel finds it. Guides it around. Good keep by Adam Mahler. Down the wall. Edwards for Ramirez. Ramirez turning in the corner. Guides it back to Mahler at the point. Tries near point and Fleming. Fleming, long shot through traffic. That goes wide. Anderson almost fell down due to the battle in front of his net. Cats get out. It's Engel. Engel from the blue line dumps it in. Swedes puts it off the glass. Karams to the near side. Nichols able to get that out to neutral, and then Ramirez sweeps it in. Anderson out of his net to stop. Yohala up on the pressure, fresh off a change. They move it to the near side. Arvidsson heaves up ice for Hunter. Hunter carries into the zone, forced to turn right in front of his bench. Leaves into the middle for Dahl. Dahl working on Yohala. Yohala to the middle. The pass was poked, and it eventually lands on the tape of Billy Batten. Batten to the far side, feeds Yohala into the zone. Yohala dumps it in behind the net. Batten on it first, guides it back to the point, and Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs gives back to Batten. Batten turning on the near wall. Gives to O'Hannison. O'Hannison back to Batten. His shot blocked to the far wall. Batten able to chase it down himself. Met on the wall. He leaves it into the corner. Snyder cuts it off before it gets to Yohala. Snyder leaves it behind the net for Arvidsson. Played out on the near side. Kim finds it in neutral. Kim working on Tui. Shot gloved and not held. It went right back down to Kim. Kim up top. Rafalski. Rafalski leaves down into the corner. Swedin getting worked over in front. It's Cronin who was in his paint. Meanwhile, Cronin lost the handle and the puck rolls out to neutral up near the blue line. Rafalski quickly up ice for Kim. Kim failed to gain the line. It's ahead for Yohala. Yohala hits the line. 3-on-2 if the Toros hurry. Yohala feeds Batten. Batten walks in. Can he wrap it? He cannot. Anderson gets across. Rafalski finds the loose puck. Tries to escape out the far side. Yohala steps into him and frees it up. Dumped right back in by O'Hannison. The Toros can change. Spencer up on the pressure. Bannister spins it back to the far side. Mindorf up on the pressure, fighting with Rafalski. Spencer comes in, takes it away, banks it back to the point. It gets through Adam Mahler, however. The Toros will have to regroup in neutral, still looking for their first shot on goal in the period. Dumped in, Anderson lets it go. So does Spencer, and it takes Mindorf and Mahler out to neutral. Perot on the near side, looks up ice, tipped into the zone by Spencer, so no icing. Cronin back on it, leaves it the way it came on the far wall. Mahler pinches down, keeps it alive for a moment, has to fight to get through Bannister. Puck returned to Bannister. He hoists one out. This will go down the ice. Arm is up. They'll wave off icing. So Perreault has to play. Perreault held up in the near corner, eventually able to fight through. Up ice for Mindorf. Mindorf comes near side. Spencer. Spencer gains the line. Spencer holding. Looks far side. Fleming's shot partially blocked. It caroms to the near corner. Mindorf into the middle. He wanted small, but the pass was tipped. And caroms out to neutral ice.
And I think the one
big hit on the near side. Delayed call coming. It'll be the Toros who get a power play. Now it's Mindorf in. His shot's blocked. And now Fleming's going to go as gloves go flying. It was Fleming and Ollie Chesler.
Ollie Chesler wanted to throw hands, and Fleming said, I'm just going to tackle you right down to the ice. So both players will head to the box. You would think it should be a fight on both of them, but the Toros still should have the power play.
The Toros will get the initial
penalty.
call. So, Toros, as we get another look, while Kobe pulls that up, some more check-ins. The Thompsons are in Florida. The Kings are in Minot. Schoenwald's here at the VFW. Jacob Schmidt.
As we look at the replay.
Here's the penalty. An elbow to the head. And that is why Fleming went after Chesler. But the question is the initial call going to be a 5 as well?
I mean, that was a hard flying elbow. It looked right up into the face of, well, here's the fight. And Landon Fleming just wraps him up and falls on top of him. I mean, Fleming is just that big that he might not be the guy you want to pick a fight with.
Well, and was Fleming the target of the initial hit? Can you bring up that first hit again?
Kobe saying Jordan Gibbs was the target of that. Well, we have 2 Gibbs on this team, so saying it's Gibbs doesn't fully answer the question.
Gibbs
it is
was
Jordan
on that near
Gibbs.
wall. And yeah, you see the flying elbow. He should be done for the night. That was an absolutely brutal flying elbow. If you can, that'd be great. Kobe will give us another look in slow-mo.
We get to use all our fancy technology with the stoppage out on the ice.
But Chesler, who we had just been talking about being an irritant, to me, that elbow warrants not just a larger penalty tonight. That's the kind of thing that should get you out of the lineup for the next night as well.
And this is a Bobcats team that we've mentioned it all weekend long is shorthanded, right? They're playing 9 forwards. They can't afford to lose. Well,
this is
Ian
a
Engel
defenseman.
is defenseman.
You see him just come flying through and lift the elbow up. Like, there is no excuse for that. No excuse for that type of hit. It's only a 2-minute minor, and that is a shame. I have a feeling that'll be something the league takes a look at during the week. While we wait for the delay, let's get through some more social check-ins. We're all the way back to the first period still. Ohani's dad and Aunt D on board on NATV. The Bookers checking in from home. Jockums are at Cornell. Tony Sanders watching at home in Glenburn. Patty and Sean Bachhoven at the Bonfire Theater. Dorothy Small watching from home. The Brays are in Granville. The Coreys from Glenburn. Ohani's mom watching in Michigan. Excited to see the Toro top prospect players in Michigan this week. Sean Teskey's aboard. Bryson and Whitney Long watching from Colorado Springs. Whitney, I saw the Toro Valentine video this week. Ian Spencer's Valentine to your little one. That was hilarious. The Biggs family checking in from Chicago. Sarah and Andrew Tim checking in from Minot. Or Sarah, Tim, and Andrew Conray, I should say. The Cowitzes are aboard. Wally and the Mocs are in Minot. The Knights checking in from home on NATV. Bauer, Davin's dog, watching from Boston. Billet Ray checking in from Minot. The Ellis and Smet crew are at Metagoshi. Kim Bartel in Bozeman. Eliza Clark in Norway House, Manitoba. The Carbos are aboard. Lucas Semstead here at the VFW. Riker Gibson in Mohall. Betsy Patterson in Sacramento, California. And Paul and Silokowski in Deming, New Mexico. And I finally have us all caught up on the check-ins. 5-on-4 in favor of the Toros for the next 2 minutes. After the 2-minute elbowing call, the Bobcats win the draw and clear it down the ice.
Toros, of course, first in the league on the power play, 24.26%. They were 1 for 4 in last night's game, and we'll see if they can convert here.
Spencer feeds O'Hannison, who gets through into the zone, looks to the middle. He wanted Batten, but the pass just not quite in his wheelhouse. He is able to settle it down. He and O'Hannison play a two-man game, and then Batten carries him behind the net. Left to the far side, half wall Yohala. Right back down to Batten. Batten leaves on the far side as Mahler carries down. Mahler hands to Spencer. Spencer uses his body to protect the puck, then comes across for Mahler. Mahler's shot is blocked by Trevino. Mahler leaves it in the corner. Spencer hustles after it, swats at it. Batten there as well, taken away. Bobcats struggle to settle it down, and the Toros able to take it back. Yohala looks up top, O'Hannison. O'Hannison's shot goes off the end wall. Rebound to the far side. Toros hold. Batten, his pass back to the point, deflects. It comes to the near side. Spence able to keep this in the zone. Spencer looking across, finds Yohala. Yohala in Batten. His tip goes wide. Out front shot, it's in. Ian Spencer. Fantastic feed from O'Hannison to Ian Spencer, and the Toros take a 1-0 lead on the power play. 11:38 to play in the period.
The Bobcats were caught out of position on the last shot. The puck came behind the net for O'Hannison, and O'Hannison got it to Spencer before the Bobcats defense was able to recover and get back in position on the penalty kill. And a beautiful shot on Ian Spencer going bar down over Tomas Anderson. And once again, the scoring begins about halfway through the second period for the Toros.
Dumped into the near corner.
Billy Batten picked up the secondary assist on the goal, and there's the over on your half Ian Spencer point.
Good takeaway at the side of the net. Clark carries to the corner. Bobcats take it back, though. Hunter turning back along the near side, trying to find space. His shot's deflected up and out of play. Here's another look at Spencer giving the Toros the 1-0 lead. Draw will be to the left of Swedin. It'll be Small on the draw for the Toros. He wins it cleanly back. Spence wheels to the far side, poked off his stick, but Tui was there in support. Jordan Gibbs on the near side, jams it ahead. Small couldn't hold on in neutral. Arvidsson has to dump it back in, though, as they had DeVita in offside. Toros force it back out to neutral again on the near side. Spence couldn't chop it into the zone. It comes back to the Toro blue line. Jordan Gibbs ahead. Spence feeds Small. Small plays it to the middle. It's broken up. Mindorf takes it away with help from Small. Mindorf trying to walk in. Wires. That one goes wide. Far side. Tui pinches down the wall. Tui scored a goal last time we were in this building. Meanwhile, long shot that's gloved and held by Anderson off the stick of Spencer. 621 ticks left to talk here in period number 2. Toros getting outshot 14-12, but lead the Bobcats 1-0.
And in this period, it seemed pretty back and forth until the power play opportunity for the Toros. I think the Toros probably had more possession of the puck, but where they've been struggling in this game is keeping the puck in the Bobcat zone at the blue line. just a little bit of mishandling across the game, but you go back to the power play. I mean, that was executed to perfection. Billy Batten behind the goal line to Ohanneson, and then Ohanneson had space as we take a look at the Central Division team leaders. Ian Spencer with 54 points now, make it 55 after that goal. Last time we checked, he was 8th in the NAHL in points. That's also up in the air after Spencer has now gone to 55 tonight. And Billy Batten, coming into this game, had 6 assists in his last 3 games. Well, now that's 7 in his last 4, and he had 3 assists last night. So for this series, as Billy Batten has been setting up a lot of his teammates.
Toros power play continues to click along as well. I need to take a look. I honestly don't remember if that was in my home key group keys to the game. No, it was the penalty kill, not the power play. Penalty kill has been strong for the Toros as well, though. Offensive zone draw. Edwards line out against Kren. Kren wins it straight back. Bobcats try to push play up the ice, but Perreault pins Dahl, but the puck got through for Kim. Kim working in behind the net. Kim, turnaround try. That's blocked into the corner. Cats try to gather it there. Dahl thought a hit was coming, braced for impact, and none came. Edwards chips it behind the net. That's the Davin Nichols effect, right? That line's out on the ice. Guys were bracing for contact. And now some comes from Nichols, but those big hits earlier in the game, guys a little wary of Nichols' presence on the ice. Near side, Kim spins it down low. Edwards working against Dahl behind the net. Dahl turns around and throws a punch. Bodies hit the floor behind the net. The puck's up to the near side. Ramirez rolls it in on Trevino. Engel gets there first, walls off Ramirez. Yohala up on the pressure. Ramirez takes it away, tries to feather it in front. Ohanneson bumped down from behind by Dahl. Kept at the point by Clark. Clark feeds Ohanneson, who couldn't settle it down. Then it's kicked free and then fired wide by Yohala. Near side, it gets tipped out by Dahl. It'll end up on net, so it won't go for icing. Swedes hands to Ty James.
Oh man, Ohanneson had tipped that perfectly to Jesse Yohala, and Tomas Anderson was a little bit late moving to his left in the net.
Batten wins the battle behind the net, shovels it up top. Ty James sweeps near side. Clark, long shot through traffic. That hits Yohala in the back. Rafalski over skates. Now will shovel it out to neutral on the near side. Hunter flips it deep into the Toro zone. He was short of center, but Clark plays it before it hits the goal line. Clark back to the near side. Rafalski will pinch down from the point. They jam it to the far side. Bannister to the circle. Backside play, and Swedes gets across. Second try, missed wide. This is Yohala. How did Swedes get that one? Yohala hit hard on the near side. Puck swept to the near. Cronin dogged by Batten. Batten frees it up. Plays it up the boards, but it's found first by Snyder, but he feeds it right to Mindorf. Mindorf has it taken away. Rafalski had stepped into him. Jordan Gibbs will settle things down.
That could have been the save of the week for Lucas Vadin, who moved very well to get back to his left side. Evan Hunter might have mishandled the puck for a split second, which cost him the shot on net.
Near side, Mindorf can't settle it down. Roloffs does. He fires it up ice. He and Tui joust as they head up the near boards. Backside play at Miss Sipniewski. Coming on a change, another long shot. That's shuttled wide. While he's falling, Tui able to work it ahead. Spencer looks across. Middendorf couldn't get through Sandvin. He comes back, chipped ahead. Mindorf, can he glove it down with his stick? He can't. Cats will start up the far side wall. They walk in, shot, poke check attempt, and then the Bobcats fans looking for a penalty, but if you skate into the goaltender and fall down, that's not against the rules. This is Small. Throws one on net, save made. Rebound, Mindorf. Mindorf working it to the far side. It pinballs around, and now over the top is Anderson for a whistle. Spencer comes in the pile. There hadn't been a whistle yet as Spencer arrived.
And now Schumacher's explaining to Tomas Anderson that he hadn't covered up the puck. He was kind of just lying on it, but it seemed like it was under his stomach, and I think a whistle probably should have come.
I think it was between his leg pads. So that's why the whistle didn't go. The referee's behind the net. He can see that the puck had gotten past his stomach, was laying between his legs while he was prone. Here's another look at that Swedes save.
Puck comes into Evan Hunter. Hunter on the back door, and it's unclear if Svedin kicked that one away or if Hunter mishandled it. Tough to see from that angle. But nonetheless, Svedin has been moving terrifically throughout tonight's game. 17 shots, 17 saves.
Dahl steps in and takes that face-off, starts up ice quickly. Put into the bench by Adam Mahler, and Jochums takes over. What a hit by Adam Mahler. Sends the Bobcat right back to his home. This is Kim on the far wall. Flicks it ahead. Dahl sweeps it into the offensive zone. Adam Mahler after it. Into the near corner. He pins a man. Puck squirts out front. Long shot from the point. Double deflection, and it doesn't go. Somehow that puck didn't find the net. Toros send this down the ice. They wave off icing. And the Toros pressure. Good takeaway by Nichols. Nichols on the far side finds Owens. His shot's blocked. Owens sweeps it to the corner. Puck pinballs to the circle. Nichols couldn't settle it down. And the Cats will go the other way. It's Snyder trying to drive to the front of the net for a stuff play. That doesn't go. Puck to the far side. Kim touches up top. Bannister. Bannister with a long shot. Save made. Rebound. Kicked wide of the cage. Snyder finds it. Again to the near circle. Toros find it and throw it up out of play. Look out. They've got a runway between the stands and the glass on this side, and it is essentially a daycare. And a lot of little kids not looking at all near where the puck is coming from. Fortunately, everyone unscathed. 5:27 left to play here in period number 2. Toros lead 1-0.
This game feels very similar to last night's contest in Minot. Slower first period with the action picking up in the second. Toros get on the board midway through the period, but the Bobcats have still been applying some good pressure on Svedin. You saw Svedin moving well on Evan Hunter's opportunity, and a shot on this pass possession that got Svedin on his backside, and Svedin was lucky that this game is not knotted at 1.
Big hit in the corner, but the Toros able to clear it out. It was Yohala who was the recipient of that. Rafalski from the red line dumps this in. Back on it is Yohala. Yohala met by a pair of Bobcats. Puck taken away. Saved by Svedin. Cats still hold on. Far side it was Snyder. Plays back to the point. Bannister shots blocked. Goes to Cronin. Cronin meets Snyder. Snyder working on the far wall. Taken away by Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs can't clear. Scrum in the corner. Hunter met by Yohala. Yohala can't clear because the referee is in his way. Meanwhile, Yohala hauled down. Bobcats take over. Long shot by DeVita. Finds the glass. Glove down to the stick by Bannister. The defenseman in deep. Cats getting aggressive. This is Cronin. Defenseman pinching down a ton. Can the Toros take advantage? They throw this out. Bannister spins it right back into the offensive zone. Delayed offside. That gives the Toros a chance to gather while the Bobcats touch up. Touched into the zone by Ohannesson. Toros can get fresh troops onto the ice. It's the Spence, Small, and Mindorf line. Perreault pokes this away. Perreault starts up ice, looks across, finds Mindorf. Mindorf into the zone. Shot save made. Rebound given to the slot. Someone's neck protector laying on the ice. Meanwhile, Spencer finds this. Feeds to Small. Small holding. Delays. Mahler getting mugged. Still manages to get one on net. Save made. Rebound. Perreault looks up top. One-timer. Tip goes just wide of the post for Middendorf. Up top, Mahler keeps it. Mahler, long shot blocked out front. Hack to the far wall. Sipniewski and Mahler go the other way. Mahler lost his stick, and he's going to get called for a hold. And then everyone goes into the end wall together. As the Toros touch, the whistle goes.
That was a little bit lazy from Adam Mahler. As Mahler,
he lost his stick. Not much else he could do. The options were to either try the hold and get called or let the player through.
Well, Toros will go to the Papa John's PK once again. Let's take a look. And yeah, Mahler had fallen behind.
Once he lost his stick, there's not a lot he could do. His options are to let the player go in alone or risk the penalty call. Toros to the kill for the 4th time. A few more check-ins. Andrew Jordan, Tierra Conray, Graham Spencer, MJ in Omaha. Draw to the left of Swedin. Cats win the draw, but Engel bobbles it and it rolls out to neutral. Kim sweeps it back for Engel. Engel rings it into the zone. Swedes couldn't get a stick on it. Kim touches it back up the near wall. Cronin from the blue line on the near side walks in. Looks to the middle, no one home, and the puck caroms out to neutral. Harder on the penalty kill in this building than the Mesa. Penalty boxes between the benches instead of on the opposite side. So if you're going to change your killers, you've got to get the puck all the way down the ice. You've got to skate and maybe extra 10 feet to get that change. Good poke by Jordan Gibbs. Finds this and then clears it. It hits a man in neutral, delayed offside, so the Toros will play some keep away. Bobcats touch up, and now it's ahead. Ian Spencer. We'll just roll it deep. Now we'll step up and pressure Cronin. Minute 4 left on the kill. Spencer takes it away. Spence has Small going to the front, but couldn't get it there. Good defensive play by Engel. Engel and Cronin now working on the near side. John Small turns Engel back up the ice. Engel drops it back to Cronin. Cronin forced to turn again by Small. 45 ticks left to talk on the PK for the Toros. Cronin looks to the far side, and the Cats are in the zone. It's Sipniewski. Sipniewski forced to turn by Jordan Gibbs. Owens pressuring him. He leaves it down in the corner for Dahl. Make that Cronin. Cronin plays up top for Kim. A long shot. Deflects off traffic and finds the glass. Kim pokes it towards the cage. Able to settle it down to Sipniewski. His shot's blocked. It caroms, and now Jordan Gibbs steps on it and falls down. Toro was able to find it and clear. Toro's bench wanted to call. I don't think they saw that it was just Gibbs stepping on the puck, not getting tripped. 7 seconds left on the kill, minute 22 left in period number 2. Toros lead 1-0 as Engel fakes the drop back to Rafalski and then carries into the zone. Toros come full strength. They've got O'Hannison coming on a change, but couldn't get the puck up ice to him. Dahl and Batten tie up. Meanwhile, Owens turned that over to Snyder. Quick up. Rafalski rolls it deep. Final minute to play in period number 2. Brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment. Jousting on the near wall. Toro's able to force it out to neutral. Bannister gets it back in his own zone. Comes across for Rafalski. Snyder hands to Dahl. 35 seconds as they return to Snyder. Snyder back to Dahl. Kicked out in front. No one home on the back door. A prayer pass and no one able to answer. 22 seconds as they battle in the Toro zone. It kicks up the wall. Yohala uses his body to protect and then carries ahead. Yohala poked at the line, didn't get out. Evan Hunter forced to turn by Clark. Hunter throws it across to the near side. Final 7 seconds. They throw it in front. One-timer doesn't go. It was Yohala blocking the shot. He's got O'Hannison flying the zone, but instead just plays that out. Gets hit by Snyder as the horn goes. Toros up 1-0 through 40 minutes of play. Shots 20-15 in favor of the Cats. Evan, quite the scramble. A lot of pressure from the Bobcats the final few minutes of that period.
Yeah, without a doubt, and that comes as a result of the power play opportunity. Although the Toros did a pretty good job of killing that penalty. Ian Spencer and John Small with the teamwork down in the Bobcat zone. You saw Spencer applying some pressure. Spencer drops back, and he points for John Small to come over to the near side of the ice. Small comes over and kills some more time off the power play, as those two are some of the best on the penalty kill for the Toros this season. The lone score coming from Ian Spencer, Ohannesson and Billy Batten picking up the apples as that score came on the power play. And no surprise, Lauren Hill has Ian Spencer down on the bench.
I'm Minotauros fans. I'm here with assistant captain Ian Spencer. I asked you this last night. You scored the first goal last night as well as the first goal tonight on a power play opportunity. I asked you what was making your unit click, but what makes you click?
I mean, I think I got good guys around me, and it makes it pretty easy. I think we've been on a power play and on a team long enough to where you kind of know where everyone's at, and the chemistry just builds each day, and it's kind of good play by everybody else on the ice. So.
All right, and you are going to the Null Top Prospects Showcase next week. You will be on a team with Bobcats along with other teammates of yours, Minotauros. Do you think that this rivalry being so close to the showcase will have any effect on y'all's team's play?
I mean, no, not at all. I mean, we got a lot of depth on that team. Bobcats got a lot of good players. I know they got a good coach too, so pretty excited, honestly. It'll be good to play with guys from other teams, just see how they work.
Thank you, Ian.
A diplomatic answer from Ian Spencer, and if that had been an over-under, I definitely would have taken the under. But nonetheless, Ian Spencer, he had the first goal in last night's contest, does it again tonight. Kid just absolutely loves playing against the Bismarck Bobcats.
Yeah, no doubt. He had the shootout winner earlier this year in what might be the highlight of this season for the Toros. And it wasn't just the goal that he's played well tonight. Talked about Ian Spencer on the penalty kill. He's been all over the ice. And, you know, his point streak continues now to 9 games.
Well, we will send you out to commercial when we come back. We'll have the Four Bears Casino and Lodge intermission report here on the Minotauros Network.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue, carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
What's up, Toros fans? I'm Ian Spencer. You're watching Minotauros Hockey at NAHLTV.com.
Welcome back inside the VFW Sports Center. Toros lead 1-0 after 40 minutes. Ian Spencer is 19th of the season, set up by Jack O'Hannison and Billy Batten on the power play. The difference so far. Let's take another look at that goal.
Here it is. Whoop, maybe. Here we go. On the power play, comes down for Billy Batten. Now Ian Spencer has it up at the point. Spencer sends it over, comes down to Batten. Batten shovels to O'Hannison. O'Hannison around the back of the net, quickly into Spencer, and Spencer right from the face-off dot, able to finish it off, and that's the game's only goal so far. 1-0 in favor of the Toros. Ken, we just went over it, but the Bobcats outshot the Toros 10-5 that period, but it certainly didn't feel like it.
No, it certainly didn't. Swedes did have to make a couple of spectacular saves, but a lot of the Toros' chances just ended up missing the net, so I think the overall play felt fairly even. Just the Toros maybe not getting them on net, or at least not getting them counted when they do. The other big note from the period, Ollie Chesler and Landon Fleming. That was not called a fight. A 2 and a 10 for roughing each way. So good news for the Toros, they get Landon Fleming back 3 minutes earlier than they would have had that been called a fight. I guess no punches really got thrown. Gloves did fly, but no one really fought, so to speak, on that one. And that came after Ollie Chesler we talked about his getting tied up with Lucas Swedin. We saw the flying elbow at Jordan Gibbs. Overall, just an instigator type period for Ollie Chesler, and Landon Fleming finally decided to make him answer for it.
Yeah, and deservedly so, right? I think initially Chesler's interaction with Swedin, there was no one around the play to come after Chesler, because I guarantee you if there were Toros around the play, we would have seen some punches fly. But like you said, the play with Jordan Gibbs, just the way things were adding up, was that someone was going to come after Chesler. It ended up being Landon Fleming, but for the Toros and for Landon Fleming, the fact that no punches were thrown, the fact that it was kept to 10-2, that's going to help out.
Well, yeah, let's take a look at the Forebears over-unders. Ian Spencer points. Well, we know that went over with his goal. The second one, Toros total shots on goal. It'll be close. 15 shots on goal credited so far this evening. They need to get to 28 if you took the over. 77.6% of you did. 88% of you took the over on Ian Spencer points. So everyone pretty confident in Spence when he's played against the Bobcats. And total Toro power play opportunity as well. We're going to need some help here. Toros have just 2 so far. They need 2 more. 65.3% of you took the over there. Let's send it out to break. When we come back, we'll run you through the out-of-town scores here on the Minotauros Network.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code Hockey100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/Hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
We had a member that came into the credit union who doesn't historically come in. She went up to the teller line and said she wanted $25,000 in cash. The teller kind of questioned her about it, and she said, "I'm buying a car," but she was kind of fidgety. And is that when she went to you first?
She had to make a phone call to see who it was payable to, and that was
which is
red
way
flag.
weird. I mean, that's a huge red flag. And that's kind of when I came up there and I just said, "Are you comfortable coming to my office if we just sit down and talk about this?"
And that's where you took the phone and talked to the person on the other line, right?
Then to hit the button on the phone and disconnect them, for her to say, "Thank you."
I'd rather ask the uncomfortable questions than hear that I just assisted someone losing $25,000.
Perfect. That's when you know you did a good job that day.
In life, there's good, better, and the best. The same theme applies for our car and light truck tires at Northwest Tire. We offer you good tires, better tires, and the best tires. Which choice is right for you? That depends on your tire performance needs and your budget. The choice is yours. Come in and talk to one of our tire experts and we'll help you decide which tire is best for you.
Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
I'm Lucas Sudin, and you're watching Minotauros hockey at NAHLTV.com.
Welcome back into the VFW Sports Center. Toros lead the Bobcats 1-0 through 40 minutes. Toros got off to a rough start all time, losing the first 12 games to the Bismarck Bobcats, but eventually beat them in the first game of season number 2 in Toros franchise history. And now, all-time 77, 67, and 16 against the Bobcats. The Toros well over 500. Most of that has come at home, though. Toros 43 and 24 and 13 against the Bobcats at the Mesa. Just 40, make that 34, 43 and 3 in this building. So still a little bit of work to do to get back to 500 here at the VFW. Toros in good shape so far tonight, leading 1-0. But we'll take a look at the out-of-town scores. We've already got finals out east. Maryland 7-0 over New Hampshire. In the South, it was Colorado 2-0. And make that New Mexico 6-2 over Colorado. Johnstown comes back. It's a 4-3 win over the Rebels at home. Titans a 3-2 win over the Elmira Aviators. 8-2 Rochester over Northeast. Third period action in the capital of Illinois. The Junior Blues trailing the Ice Dogs at home 6-1. Central Division scores. St. Cloud still up 3-0 on North Iowa. Austin's extended their lead to 4-0 on the Mallards. Kenai 2-1 over Janesville. That's in the third period. Corpus trails Amarillo 3-1 in Amarillo. Watertown's gotten on the board, but it's still Aberdeen 3, Shamrocks 1. Anchorage a 4-3 lead on the Wilderness in Cloquet. Lone Star 4-0 at home against Shreveport. And El Paso trails Odessa 3-2 at home after one period. And in the Four Nations face-off, they've put down the boxing gloves, picked up the hockey sticks, and it's now USA 2-1 over Canada. Finland got the 4-3 win over Sweden in overtime earlier today. Evan, not a lot of surprises in the NAHL scoreboard. Things pretty much going chalk.
No, and I think the one series you could have looked at and thought that maybe you could have seen a split was Aberdeen and Watertown. Watertown did lose all 4 games in a row to the Toros, but you saw them play some good hockey throughout that series. They got the first goal in a couple of those games. They kept with the Toros through 2 periods on 1 or 2 occasions, and ultimately that's a team that I think is going to be able to pick some games off the top half of the Central Division. Hopefully not against the Toros as they travel to play Watertown next week. But that's the one place that you think maybe something could go astray. North Iowa has the capability of doing it. and the Minnesota Mallards probably won't take that many games off the top half of the division, but they did take one from the Bobcats early in January.
Yeah, the Mallards, we only see them one more time. They come to the Mesa next month. Everyone comes to the Mesa next month. We hope you will too. Toros play almost every weekend, just one weekend on the road in the month of March. Starts with Aberdeen in 2 weeks on February 28th and March 1st, then March 7th and 8th against the Mallards, then the 14th and 15th against North Iowa. That's family weekend, Toros families. Check your email for the invite on that. Then the Toros go on the road to Austin and come home and finish the month of March at home against the Austin Bruins before spending the last 2 weeks of the season, 3 on the road, 2 to Aberdeen, 1 here and 1 at home against the Bobcats. Kobe mentions those 4 against the Austin Bruins could have big implications, not just in the standings, but the way things are going, they could have big implications for me. I told Cody Campbell that if the Toros push the win streak to 25, I would go buy goalie gear at Duffy's and spend a practice in net, which my wife, I told her that, and she's all for it. I think she's looking forward to the life insurance check from the inevitable grabber I'll have as I try and just make it through an intermission report. God knows I won't be able to make it through a practice in net, but good news is we'll have Meg on site. But this one, until not that I'm suggesting the Toros are a lock for a 25-game win streak, but if they were to clinch it, it would be that last home game against Austin at the end of March. So a lot of hockey to be played between now and then. But yeah, big implications that weekend when the Bruins come to town, possibly. But that'll do it for the Four Bears Casino intermission report. When we come back, we'll drop the puck on period number 3. Toros lead the Bobcats 1-0.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength?
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Our history sets us on our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
Since 1977, Northwest Tire's been your partner on the road for over 40 years. People have put their trust in our quality brand tires and expert service on the roads and in the fields for work, play, and travel. Northwest Tire, keeping you rolling down the road.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code Hockey100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/Hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
Nicotine can harm brain development, which continues to about age 25. Know the risks. Visit ecigarettes.surgeongeneral.gov to learn more. This message is brought to you by the 1st District Health Unit and the Minotauros.
I'm Jacko Hannison. You're watching Minotauros hockey on NAHLTV.com.
Welcome back inside the VFW Sports Center. We get ready to start period number 3. Toros lead the Bobcats by a score of 1-0 on Ian Spencer's 19th of the season. Toros back to working left to right on your computer monitor, smart device. However you are tuned into the Minotauros Network, we are glad to have you aboard here on the day after Valentine's Day as the Toros look to make it lucky 13 in a row. Also, before we drop the puck on the period, thank you for all the concern from Toro fans regarding a potential car accident I was in, but that was actually 8 years ago. My wife commented on it on the Facebook memory. That jumped to the top of the feed, apparently. Both of our phones started going nuts, including family members who were worried I was injured. I am about as okay as I'll ever be at this point in my life. I had sent that Facebook memory to my wife. It was supposed to be our anniversary, but that would have been our first date 8 years ago, and I missed it because I totaled the car. Thankfully, she gave me a second chance, and I was able to spend Valentine's Day not at all with her last night, instead at the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena watching the Toros win. Toros dumped that in. But see, I was smart. I asked her out for February 15th. That way I'd have a whole year before I could blow Valentine's Day. Near side, Yohala tries to leave it down the wall for Mahler. It's broken up, but Mahler takes it away with help from Batten. Feeds in the middle for O'Hannison, not able to find it. And the Cats do. Far side, Batten pokes it free in neutral, has trouble getting his stick to it. It squirts free, Yohala finds it. Blocked at the line. Dahl and Yohala continue to joust. It squirts to the Toro zone. Adam Mahler finds it.
Landon Fleming back on the ice for the Toros after serving 12 minutes in the second period. Ollie Chesler will be out of the box in about 4 seconds as he had an extra 2 minutes on the penalty.
He'll have to wait for a whistle to be released. Near side, Mahler pins Cronin. Cronin continues to drag it along the boards. Eventually, far side, Spencer finds it and hoists one out to neutral. Mindorf swats it ahead. He'll win the race to it in the corner. Mindorf tied up, wins the battle, then ends up in another scrum.
You saw just how fast Gavin Middendorf is there, racing by Charlie Sandvin. Middendorf, one of the fastest players on the Toros, 13 goals in 14 games, but he hasn't scored over the last 2 games for the first time with the Toros.
Ian Spencer gets spun down off the puck, cleanly it would seem, as Cronin turns in neutral. Spencer chasing him down, and then takes him off the puck, leaving it for Small. John Small dumps this one in. We've played 2 minutes in period number 3. Nary a shot on goal to be found. Bannister on the far side. Tries to poke it up the wall. It's broken up by Owens. Jockums couldn't chase it down in the offensive zone. Cats flip it back out to neutral. Roloffs looks across for Bannister. It's off the mark. And Noah Gibbs settles it down. Gibbs spins it ahead, but Rafalski finds it before Owens, and the Cats take back over, throwing far side Roloffs. Roloffs watched by Clark, tries a shot that goes up and over the net, The rebound carries all the way down back into the Bobcat zone. Cats control again from their own zone. Pass up ice. They'll say this goes for icing, and the Toros win the race. 17-19 to play in period number 3. Icing is brought to you by our friends at
Minot's Finest Collision Center, as Drew Roloff's just unable to put his stick down on the puck just beyond the center line. Would have avoided icing there, but instead the Toros are going to come out to the left of Tomas Anderson. Hasn't been a bad game from Anderson by any stretch of the imagination. 14 saves, 1 goal allowed, and that 1 goal was an open shot from close range from Ian Spencer, and it was a beauty.
The draw will be to Anderson's left. 50-50 puck. Mahler first backed off and then pinches down the wall, finds it. Adam Mahler digging against a pair of Bobcats. Puck squirts free. Bobcats have numbers. Fleming's back. Sibnewski walks in. Wires shot blocked by Fleming. It eventually gets through. Now Flem getting hooked and held. Still fighting free. Fleming hasn't scored yet, but from a player to watch perspective, solid defense and near a fight, was certainly involved in an altercation. Good.
Yeah, Jack Edwards
helping me out there, Kobe, as I froze up a little.
Jack Edwards was able to get back defensively on that break to cut off the passing lane, and Fleming took the shot. So good defense from both Edwards and Fleming.
Had to put another quarter in the machine. This is the Bobcats trying to get out on the near side. That was shut down. They drop it back into their zone. Carried ahead by Engel. The Bobcat captain dumps it into the Toro zone. It'll check up behind the net. Tui moves it, but Dahl picks it off. Dahl working on the far wall, harassed by Batten. He loses it out to neutral. Batten can't settle it down. Swept back into the Toro zone. Barely an onside play, but onside it was. Evan Hunter around, shot. Kicked away with the right leg pad by Swedin. Sandvin puts it in front, and what a save by Swedin on Hunter, who was alone and allowed to turn and try and pick a spot.
Evan Hunter was point blank there, but he didn't do not much trickiness to try and get by Svadin. As a big hit there on the far side.
Another big hit by Clark. Unlike the hit by Nichols earlier, as that's an offside play, Clark, a couple of big hits. They're not whistled. Kobe's going to get us another look at all of that, as we have 919 seconds left to play here in period number 3.
Well, first it's going to be the shot from Evan Hunter from right in front of the net. Hunter, point blank, and, he just shot it right at Svadin.
Swedin did a good job to come out and really take away. Not a lot of space for Swedes. There's not a lot of space left by Swedes for Hunter to try and find a spot. Ran out of time before the puck was dropped again. We'll get another look at Clark's fantastic journey in the next stoppage, as this is dropped for Mahler. Mahler shot save made. Rebound swept wide by Mindorf. Thrown out to neutral, and Mahler ended up swatting that. Good poke check there by Swedin on Kim, and now Kim just chopped Mahler's stick out from his hands. That's a penalty, but not a called one. Far side, Cronin lets it roll. That allows Fleming to take over. Jams it back into the Bobcat zone, but it's quickly up for Kim. Kim stepped into by Mindorf. Follow-up try by Cronin, blocked up and out of play by Gibbs.
That was a really nice play by Alexander Kim to take Gavin Middendorf out of the play while dropping the puck for Tommy Cronin. And then nothing resulted of it as the Toros were able to block the shot. But here's Hubert Clark's big hits, and there's number 2. I mean, Clark, Dane Ramirez, and Davin Nichols have all had some big hits on the Bobcats tonight.
And with just 9 forwards in the lineup for the Cats, that physical play taking a toll on them. Noah Gibbs couldn't get that out to neutral. Sibnewski plays down the wall. DeVita's shot blocked to the slot. That was a hand pass, and the whistle does go.
Well, now they're discussing. And
if the referee says it wasn't, the draw will stay in the Toros zone. If it was a hand pass, it'll come out.
Well, let's see what Schumacher says. They're going to take it out to the neutral ice, so it will be called a hand pass after some deliberation.
Owens and Sipniewski on the draw. Sometimes I forget the audience can't hear you, Kobe, and I go, oh no, I can't believe he said that, and then I remember it's okay. Only Evan and I can hear it. Maybe that's something we need to put on Dash, an alternate feed. Near side, down into the corner it goes. Poked free, Noah Gibbs feeds Owens. His shot's blocked to the far wall. Perreault overskates it, but then plays good defense, and the Toros keep possession. Into the middle, Owens' shot, that goes up off the glass. Not sure if it hit Anderson or not.
Jockham's tried to screen it up right in front of the net, had good positioning, but the shot just too high.
Dumped into the Toros zone. Swedes stops it behind the net for Jordan Gibbs. Gibbs flushed out, leaves it for Perreault. Perreault finds Yohala. Yohala from the red line tried to dump it in. It took a weird carom. And it's Keanu Kren trying to dance into the Toro zone. Tui separates him from the puck. Toros play it ahead, but not out. Long shot blocked out front by Ty James. Sandvin plays in neutral. Evan Hunter skating to the middle of the ice on his backhand. Then gets bumped off by Tui. Good hit by Connor Tui. He can't clear the zone, however. Good stick by Sandvin at the blue line. Kyle Dahl now turning off the wall. Cuts in. Shot gloved and held by Swedes as Hunter tried to provide the fly-by screen. 12:52 left to go here in period number 3.
And a great job by Svedin of keeping his eye on the puck. You saw 4 bodies, 2 Toros and 2 Bobcats in front of the net on that shot. As we take a look at the replay here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 players in front of Lucas Svedin, but Svedin had his eye on it and made sure that that puck found the back of his glove.
Draw one back by Small in the Toros zone. Play continues on the near side wall. Kim takes it away. Mindorf cuts down. Now a long shot sails wide from Bannister. Another try. That goes wide on the far side from Rafalski. Mahler blocks this attempt and then flips it out for Mindorf, but Bannister gloves down to the stick. Plays ahead. Taken away by Mahler. Gives to Fleming. Fleming back to Mahler. He'll drop it back for Small. Toros will start up the ice on the far side. It's Fleming. Dumps it in. Bannister finds it. I asked Flem before the game if it was weird being on the other side of the building. He said he was getting used to it. Snyder plays across to the far side. Then Fleming takes this one away. Snyder steps in. Pinned to the boards by John Small. Puck caroms to the near side corner. Gibbs met by Cronin, putting a bear hug. Small steps in as well. Eventually Cronin wins the battle, plays it back to the point. Engel, shot blocked out front by Small or Spencer, I'm not sure. Puck to the near side. Cronin finds it. Cronin around the top of the zone. Walks in. Shot blocked. It caroms in the net. Kicked away by Swedes. And the Toros clear this. They'll take the icing. And they wave it off. So the Toros get a fresh change. What a save by Svedin on that redirect.
Yeah, I mean, that puck was just pinballing in the crease. Svedin felt it on his pad, and Svedin kicked out.
It was initially headed to his left. Caromed off a couple of bodies and ended up on his right as Dane Ramirez gets hit hard in front of the Bobcat penalty box. And now the Bobcat just laying on top of him while the Cats come the other way. It's Ian Engel. Now his shot blocked up and out of play. For a whistle.
Take a look back at the kick save from Lucas Svedin as that shot just bouncing around into the crease. You can't really see it there. Too many bodies in the way, but Svedin, I mean, we had the perfect angle on it. We're right by the goal of Svedin. just a beautiful play to swat that puck out of trouble.
The one time in this building it came to our advantage to be broadcasting from the goal line extended. We had a great look at that. Saved by Lucas. 10:53 to play here in the third. Still 1-0 thanks to Ian Spencer's second period goal.
We take a look at our Toros point leaders, and I mean, all 5 of those players above a point per game. Ian Spencer had the goal tonight. Bailey Batten had an assist, so Batten will be up to 50. Spencer will be up to 55. I'll mimic what Kobe's saying. He just asked you if you've ever seen 4 Toros with 50 plus.
I don't know that we've had a season with 3 Toros having 50 plus off the top of my head. And yeah, there's still 17 games left after tonight. Yeah. Cats control the draw. Far side, shot blocked to the corner. Cronin can't get there. Toros play it to the near side. Fleming throws it up and out of play as his stick was checked. Including the 3 players this season, there have only been 16 50-point seasons in Toro history. Yeah, 4 players now. So, Yohala, Alhannison, Spencer, and who's my last one?
Well, you got to go back into Toro's history on this one. So, unfortunately, I can't help.
Hunter Longy, 71 points, the single-season franchise record, as that's dumped in and held onto by Lucas. Ohannison had 61 last season. Other than that, looking 2015, Christian Mose and Blake Lazat each had a 50-point season. 2017, Derek Frentz and Reed Stephenson. But yeah, no season with even 3 players with 50 points. The Toros are already at 4. Bannister kept that in the zone, hands off Cronin. Cronin into the middle. Good stick by Ohannison, breaks that up. Snyder in the corner, leaned on by Mahler. Yohala there, Cronin as well. Kim lurking on the outside. Cronin finds it, jams it towards the net, and unable to get it to go with Snyder as he tried to baseball swing that into the net. Puck loose to the near side. Yohala finds it. Yohala guides it back to Ty James. James looks across. Fleming has trouble with or at least a fallen stick on the ice. Ohannison rolls that out to neutral. Yohala touches it ahead. Spencer after it. Played by Anderson, though, into the corner. Bobcats play behind their own net. Toros haven't been at that end of the ice much this third period. Now Clark looks to dump it in. He does. Toros had to touch up. Now Mindorf pursues. He blocked that pass at Karams to the near side to be dumped in by Cronin. Swedes out of his net, stops it, rings it on the glass on the far side. It gets through to Spencer. Spencer looks for Mindorf. Mindorf carries over the red and then chips over the blue. Gets hit up high after the dump in by Engel, of course. Near side, Hunter sweeps across Kren. Kren gains the line. Cuts to the near side. Tui walls him off. Gibbs on it, but it's taken away from him by Dahl. Dahl forced to turn by the referee. Schumacher played to the far point. Trevino dumps it down low. Jordan Gibbs uses the glass to bank that ahead. It doesn't get out. Dahl able to settle it down. Dahl spins it down low. Evan Hunter and Connor Tui jousting behind the net. Hunter to the far side falls down. That allows Tui to play it up the boards for Noah Gibbs. Gibbs trying to just bull his way out to neutral, but it's taken back by the Cats and dumped in behind the net. Hunter puts it out front. Shot blocked by Jordan Gibbs. It was Engel who had pinched down. Toros flipped that ahead, not out. Engel. As now Chesler tries to dive and draw a call. None coming, and the Toros start up ice. Touched into the zone. Toros peel off to change. 8:06 left to go here in period number 3. Toros still lead by 1. As now the Cats start up ice. Sandvin into the zone, working wide on Mahler. Shot from a tough angle goes off the mask of Svedin. Karams to the near corner.
And Svedin, who was leaning up against the post, the goal actually tilted back, and it didn't come undone, but it tilted backward. Nothing comes of it, but it would have been interesting. Perhaps had it gone by Svedin.
Fleming holding behind the net, finally flushed out. Time on the Toros side as they play this across. Into the zone comes Ramirez. Ramirez carries around behind the net. Up top for Adam Mahler. Mahler looking for a lane. Fires one that's sticked up and out of play by Anderson. 7:18 left to go in period number 3. Yeah, no urgency for Fleming to come out from behind the net there, Evan.
No, I mean, the Toros have a 1-0 lead, 7 minutes and 18 seconds to go in this game, and the urgency is all on the Bismarck Bobcats. I mean, Landon Fleming could sit there for another 7 minutes and 18 seconds, and the game would expire, and I think Cody Campbell would say, well done. As we take a look at it here, yes, Svedin with his shoulder presses up into the post.
Cats win the defensive zone draw, start up the near side. Kim pulls up, fires one on net to be gobbled up by Lucas Svedin. If there's anything the Toros need to clean up, zone exits have been difficult this period. A lot of pucks being kept in at the blue line. Bobcat defensemen not dropping back down 1. They are trying to hold the line, and the Toros haven't really had an answer for that, Evan.
And it hasn't just been this period. That's something assistant coach Tyler Ebner mentioned when he was talking with Lauren Hill during the first intermission, was zone exits. One thing the Toros needed to clean up on, and they haven't to this point.
Batten able to poke that out to neutral. Now he'll speed up ice. Rafalski steps into him, separates him from the puck. Now Batten and Rafalski come together again, but Bannister finds the loose puck, banks it out to neutral. Clark finds this, gets spun off the puck. It's an offside play, and the whistle goes.
Offsides brought to you by Affinity First Federal Credit Union. Just 6:48 to go as the Toros, particularly on this win streak, locking down the third period has been a highlight of the win streak as they've done so night in and night out.
Toros working in neutral. Eventually dumped in on the near side of the Toros zone. Clark sweeps it to the far corner. Snyder and Ty James come together. Cats play it up top, and that just missed angle. And they'll have to retreat and retrieve. Kim rolls it deep into the Toros zone. Jordan Gibbs gets there first. He gives to Perreault. Perreault speeds ahead on the near side and just dumps it deep into the zone. Small up on the pressure, but Trevino got there first. Spence cuts it off, feeds it for Small. Small for Mindorf. Mindorf. Shot fought off by Anderson. A slow developing play turned into a pretty good scoring chance for the Toros. Good stick by Small, frees that up. Spencer will get the Toros working north. Mindorf trying to fight through. Shot as he's falling goes wide.
Middendorf had room to the right of Tomas Anderson. Delayed penalty against the Toros here as now the whistle blows and the Toros going to go to the Papa John's PK.
Interference is the call, and I think they're going to take Spence for that hit on the far wall. And that'll be power play opportunity number 5 for the Bobcats. Worked out well for the Toros in the third period last night when he and Spencer took a late penalty. John Small was able to get a shorthanded goal.
Well, that was, at that point, the Toros had a 2-goal lead and we were down to just over 2 minutes remaining in the game. This is a very different situation. 5:31 to go in a 1-0 game.
In a third period that has been mostly Bobcats. Toros with just 4 shots on goal to the Bobcats 7. Cats control the draw. Engel leaves off far side. Kim Walks in, shot save made, rebound, poked free, and it eventually squirts to the corner. Batten finds it and sends it into the Toro bench.
Yeah, watch out. You saw almost a domino effect of Toros players just ducking on the sideline, but nonetheless, the Toros have done a very good job to this point on the penalty kill of applying pressure to the puck and then rotating back defensively.
Draw to the left of Swedin. Owens and Kren nose to cage. And the dot squirts free. Batten finds it first, but his weak backhand is held in. This is Cronin. Engel interferes with Batten. Now it comes back to Cronin. Throws it far side. Kim shot wide. Rebound to the near side. Engel gets there first. Drops to Cronin, who looks up top, far side. Kim to Engel, top of the umbrella. Far side, Kim carries to the bottom of the circle, then throws it to a point that was vacated as Cronin had pinched down. 4:42 left to play here in the third. 1:10 on the PK for the Toros. Poked free by John Small, but it's Kim who finds the loose change. Kim starts up the far side, dumps it into the near corner. Jordan Gibbs gets there first, uses the glass, but not out. Good keep by Engel at the blue line. Engel with a long shot. That goes wide. Rebound to the far side wall. Snyder drops to the goal line. Sipniewski back for Snyder, who biffs it into the area behind the net. Near side. Jordan Gibbs hacks at it, but a good keep by a pinching Engel. Thrown far side. Shot blocked. Eventually gets through. Another try. Save made by Swedes. And now Sipniewski dumps Ty James. That'll draw a call. That'll do it for the Bobcat power play with 3:51 to go here in the third. Casey Schumacher calls the obvious penalty, and the Toros will get 4-on-4, followed by an abbreviated power play. 2 of the 3 Toro power play chances this game have come after 4-on-4 is expired.
Yeah, but one of them, the Toros had just 5 seconds. This time they're going to have 1 and 39 seconds on the power play. So the 4-on-4 will take us down to the 3 and 30-second mark as we look at the penalty here against
This is the great save by Swedes.
So that'll take it down to 3:30 and then to 1:51 as the Bobcats are running short on time this game.
Cats control the draw. 4-on-4 for 13 more seconds as they carry into the zone across. Bannister fans on the shot. It's loose in front. Swedes reaches out and pokes it to the near side wall. Played in behind the net. Toros will go to the power play. Dahl working against Fleming and Mahler. Toros lead by 1. It looks like, are they going to send a power play unit out? They are. So the Toros will go just 1 D-man while protecting the 1-goal lead. It's up top for Mahler. Mahler wires gloved and held by Anderson. 1:24 on the man advantage. 3:14 left in regulation. Toros lead 1-0 despite getting outshot 30-20 thus far.
And Adam Mahler was the one, and still is the one defenseman out on the ice for the Toros. Mahler's 12 goals tied for the league lead by a defenseman.
When you have the league's best power play and a chance to ice the game away, you put that league's best power play on the ice. No problem
doubt
with Cody Campbell's decision here. Play scared, lose scared. This is Mahler. So Uhala, who drops it down low for Batten. Batten to Uhala on the half wall. Uhala drops it down to Batten. Batten will carry up as they work a scissor play. Up top, Uhala. Uhala shovels it to Spencer. Spencer's shot from a tight angle doesn't go. O'Hannison on the far wall. Minute left on the man advantage as the puck squirts to the near side. Spencer frees it up. Bobcats were trying to fly the zone. Meanwhile, in front for O'Hannison, the one-timer was partially blocked. And now the Bobcats get the clear. Delayed call coming against the Bobcats. Toros are just going to play keep away now. Bobcats need the pressure. Toros are content as now Spencer got chopped again.
Is that another penalty?
And now the Toros dump it on net, so they'll have a long 5-on-3. I think Cody Campbell wanted the Toros to have the Bobcats touch right away for the long 5-on-3. The Toros on the ice were just trying to play keep away to keep the Bobcats shorthanded as long as possible. But it was Spencer who was slow to get up. A 2-minute rough and a 2-minute slash. I think they just called 2 penalties on the same guy.
Because it was Ian Spencer who went down after Svedin came out of the net after the first penalty.
Well, it was Spencer who was down initially. He was the recipient of both the rough and the slash. Now here, the second call on Engel, the clock won't start running until the 32. You can only have 2 penalty clocks running at a time. So Engel's second minor won't start running until the 32 seconds left on Sipniewski's call for the trip
so
run
So
out.
it's a 5-on-3 the rest of the way.
So the Bobcats have to put in. The Bobcats also have to put another player in the box. Oh no, they've changed it to a 4-minute double minor.
Oh.
So he gets 4 minutes. So it'll be 32 seconds of 5-on-3, and then it'll just be, barring a shorthanded goal, Toros on the power play until the end of the game.
And so if the Bobcats do pull Tomas Anderson, that'll put it at a 5-on-5 on the ice.
Yeah, and that's what Cody Campbell looking for clarification. Cody Campbell wants it to be 2 separate minors so that the game stays a 5-on-3. He's not going to get that, which I thought that was a coach's decision, but maybe not. It's been a while since I've read through some of the more obscure rules, but either way, Ian Engel in the box for 4 minutes, barring Toro goals. Big chance to ice this one away in the next 32 seconds. 2:22, a palindrome on the clock as the Toros go to the 5-on-3 power play. It's Ian Spencer. Spencer hands to Mahler. This is Yohala. Back to Mahler, up top Yohala. Drops to Mahler on the far side, across for Ohannes, and the pass was tipped up and out of play. 16 seconds left in the 5-on-3, 2:07 left in regulation.
And on the 5-on-3, if you're the Toros, you want to tack on one more as fast as possible. You make this a 2-goal game, and this game is over, particularly with the Toros on the power play the rest of the way. Regardless, after these 16 seconds transpire, the key is just keep it in the Bobcat zone, keep Tomas Anderson in the net, and don't let them get a 5th man on the ice.
Toros playing a bit of keep away. Mahler gives to Spencer. Spencer walks in. His shot's blocked. Toros get it back. Bobcats get 1 player back. And a player came out of the box, and he wasn't supposed to. So that should be a too many men, I think. Bobcats were confused, so what did they all call? They haven't announced it in the building yet either.
Well, the 16 seconds.
Oh, they also called a bench unsportsmanlike in that run. So it is going to be a 5-on-3, so no one should have come out of the penalty box. They should tack on another too many men then. That's an illegal substitution.
Well, I think
it doesn't matter because you can't do more than a 5-on-3.
Right,
but
nonetheless, we're 5-on-3 the rest of the way.
We're 5-on-3 the rest of the way. 1:57 left on the bench minor, 3:26 left on the double minor, 1:47 in regulation. So the Toros are free to just mostly play keep away here. They can try to tack on if they want. This is Batten looking across. Shot off the post and out of play. You could hear the ping all the way down here. So, yeah, they didn't announce the penalties, but now I pull up the game sheet. Ian Engel, 2 for roughing, 2 for slashing, and a bench unsportsmanlike. So that is why Cody Campbell needed the explanation. He thought they were just giving the double minor to Ian Engel, but with the added unsportsmanlike to the bench, it's 5-on-3 the rest of the way for the Toros.
And hypothetically, if you need that extra time, it then would carry over. But
this is into the zone. Poked away from Cronin. 3-on-1 the other way. Jockums leaves for Small. Small walks in, wires, save made, rebound. Covered, I guess. The way Anderson flopped around, he thought it was behind him, so did John Small.
But the puck actually ended up back in front of Anderson, which I didn't see how the puck came loose in front of the net, but physics doesn't really add up there.
Draw will be to the left of Anderson.
So Anderson saved it, now on his backside, and I don't understand where the puck came back out, but
Anderson going to follow his teammates up the ice, and the linesman gets in the way. This is Gibbs for the empty net. It's blocked. That was Jordan Gibbs for the empty net. Puck thrown to the near side. Final minute of play brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment. Bobcats, extra attacker on, still a 5-on-4 advantage for the Toros as the Bobcats are killing a 5-on-3. Played up top. Kim shot. That goes up off the glass. Near side, Hunter. Hunter throws it to an open side. Mindorf finds it. Mindorf for the empty net. It's in. Gavin Mindorf breaks the 2-game goalless slump for him. His longest as a Toro, and probably ices this one away. That comes on the front end of the double minor for Ian Engel. But I think they're going to take the unsportsmanlike off the board and just leave 2:15 of power play time for the Toros on Ian Engel.
and that'll send the fans packing as you said, Gavin Middendorf. That's his 23rd goal of the season, his 14th with the Toros.
As he gets the monkey off the back, his longest slump as a Toro finally over. If you can't tell, tongue firmly in cheek.
Just a grueling 2-game stretch.
Yes. Swedes out of his net, throws that to the far side. 14 seconds left as Adam Mahler carries up on the near side. Mahler in, shot, shrugged off by Anderson. Turnaround try by Johannesson doesn't go. Rebound to the near wall. And Billy Batten will just play keep away. Toros win and take first place from the Bismarck Bobcats as Swedes lays the net down and gets his 9th career shutout, extending his Toro record.
A 30-save shutout for Lucas Vadine. Looking at his weekend, 78 saves, 1 goal allowed against the Bismarck Bobcats to take first place. It doesn't get any better than that.
An absolute stud in net for the Toros. He'll be in net for Team Central at Top Prospects starting on Monday. But this Toro team has taken first place from the Bismarck Bobcats. Will Lauren Hill be ice level with someone? No, she won't. She's over at the camera. So we will send you out to commercial break. When we come back, Farmers Union postgame show for the first place Toros here on the Minotauros Network.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code Hockey100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/Hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
I'm Lucas Sudin, and you're watching Minotauros Hockey at NAHLTV.com.
Welcome back inside the VFW, where your Toros have taken first place from the Bismarck Bobcats. Lucas Swedin, his 9th career shutout, stops 30 Bobcat attempts and leads the Toros to the top spot in the Central Division ahead of top prospects this weekend. Are we going to look at highlights? Let's take a look at the goals.
Well, we'll see the highlights in a sec there, as Vadim will likely be the first star of the weekend. Ian Spencer had the first goal in each of the 2 games as well. And Ken, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm expecting Spencer to be up there as well.
Yeah, I'll send both in for stars of the week. We're allowed to nominate 2 players. I don't know how you have much better performance than the 2 of them. Do we have Ian Spencer's first of the night, Kobe? Here's a look at Ian Spencer opening the scoring in period number 2. It came on the power play.
Yeah, here it is. Comes behind the net. Or, well, first it comes up for Spencer. Spencer going to throw it across the ice. Batten takes it and shovels to Johannesson. Spencer there on the dot. And Spencer goes up over Tomas Anderson. And here's the empty netter from Gavin Middendorf as the Toros had a 5-on-3 for the final 2 minutes and 22 seconds, I want to say, of the game. As it comes around near side, they lost the puck there. Gavin Middendorf takes it at the center line, and Middendorf is able to find the back of the net as he leads the Toros in goals scored, although not all of those goals have come with the Toros. 9 of them came with the Chippewa Steel, 14 with the Toros.
Let's take a quick look around the division before we pack up and make the drive back to Minot. St. Cloud, 4-0 over North Iowa. Austin, 5-0 over the Mallards. That still has 4 minutes to go. And down in Aberdeen, it's turned into a shootout. Under a minute to play, Aberdeen has a 5-4 lead on the Shamrocks. That at one point was a 3-0 game in favor of Aberdeen. So the Shamrocks come storming back. Carter Sproul on hat-trick watch. He had the first 2. Zach Bourne and Demetrius Develka with the 3rd and 4th goals for Watertown is now time ticking away there in the last minute of play. Let's take a final look at the Forebears over-unders, get a winner, as well as the McDonald's Toros trivia question. Toros shots on goal, that goes under. That'll eliminate a lot of people. 22.4% of you had the under. And Toros power play opportunities, that ends up over thanks to the flurry of penalties at the end. So you had to go over Spencer points, under shots on goal, over power play opportunities. Let's see if anyone did. Our winner tonight is Tracy Carpenter. Tracy Carpenter, you can pick up your stay and play package from our friends at Forebears at the Toros' next home game 2 weeks from yesterday against the Aberdeen Wings on February 28th. Of course, March 31st is Farmers Union Food Drive Jersey giveaway night. So March 1st, yes. Looking at the McDonald's Toros trivia question, the question was, which Toro has the most career goals against Bismarck all time? The answer was Tyler Jeanson. Jeanson had 22 career points against the Bobcats. 13 of them were goals. Chase Springman, 12 goals and 26 points, along with Christian Mose, 26 points, had 8 goals and 18 assists. Lead the Toros all time against the Bobcats, but it's Jeanson's 13 tucks. That is the correct answer for the McDonald's Toros trivia question. Only 13% of you had that. As we now look to see who our McDonald's Toros trivia winner. Sheree Schaust is our McDonald's Toros trivia winner. You can pick that up at the merchandise stand at the Toros' next home game as well on February 28th. Evan, final thoughts before we pack up and get out of here and bring first place back to the Magic City.
I mean, what a weekend, right? You sweep the Bismarck Bobcats. Who would have thought that come February 15th, the Toros would be able to overtake the Bobcats in first place? Lucas Fedin, a 30-save shutout on top of a 48-save and 1 goal allowed performance. He is cementing himself as the top goalie in the league. It's been incredible to watch. The Toros have a lot to be excited about, 13 in a row as they go travel to Watertown next week.
Yeah, lucky 13 in the bag. Toros look to make it 14 and 15 against the Watertown Shamrocks next weekend in Watertown. Until then, for Kobe Brault, Evan Epstein, Lauren Hill, Grace Sandy, Edward Neiman, and the rest of the Toros media team, I am Ken Oda, hoping you enjoyed the broadcast. We know you enjoyed the outcome. Toros bringing first place back to the Magic City after a 2-0 win here in Bismarck tonight.